live from the world's most famous arena. It's the Rangers standing 6th in the Eastern Conference, taking on the Detroit Red Wings, standing 3rd in the West. Second and final meeting of the season between these two. Moments ago during the skate, Wayne Gretzky took a few turns and then left the ice early. Bothered by a sore groin and some blisters, we wondered, is he going to play or is he pulling himself? Well, the word out of the Ranger locker room is that Wayne Gretzky will play, and it appears that all he was suffering from was maybe a case of boredom. He'd had enough of the skate. And why take any chances at this point in the season if you are bothered by some nagging injuries along the way? So it's the Rangers and the Red Wings tonight. Wednesday night was brutal. Certainly they hope for a lot more, but we'll get the same great stuff from Sam and JD. Guys?
Thanks, Al, and it's good to be back with you once again. And I think as far as Wayne is concerned, he hasn't missed a game this season, John, and he spoke up yesterday for the team saying he believes this team can win.
I think there's been a lot of things discussed in the last couple of days. There's a coaching staff that didn't sleep much after Wednesday night. There's a team that was pretty upset with themselves after the way they performed, especially early in the games. And then there's a bunch of the players who are the accountable guys, the leaders, talking about their confidence level and how they have to be leaders for this club. So they're going to try and put it all together after Wednesday, 2 nights later for Friday here, and a very good team in Detroit.
Let's keep an eye on the first period because the 2 games this week against Ottawa and Montreal, the first period has been awful for the Rangers.
Well, against Ottawa, Ottawa won the period 1-0 against. Here you see the 1 goal late in the period, a Mike Richter turnover, and the goal scored by Van Ellen against Montreal. Montreal won the period 2-0. There was a bad break there where the puck got away from Courtnall, but there was no coverage in front of the net. And Sam, it's a game of emotion. The Rangers in both those games came out and had very good second periods. Then again, their play leveled off and dropped in the third periods. It's a consistent game that coaching staffs and fans and players look for. The Rangers have not provided that, but it has to start with the first period, especially in this building on home ice. This building here, when you play well at home, it'll rock and roll and get you going.
You mentioned that the coaches didn't sleep much after the game Wednesday night. Coley Campbell was up at 5 in the morning Thursday editing tape, showing that to the players later on in the morning. They had a lot of meetings to look over the mistakes that they made in the Montreal game.
Somewhere close to 40 different clips that they looked at of videotape of things they did right, things they did wrong, and primarily it was wrong. And the tape doesn't lie. So the players really had it given to them and shown to them. Then there was a series of meetings that the coaching staff had with the players, and they're just trying to be realists here. This is getting to the last 10 games of the season now. It's time to get real on the ice and be much smarter with their play.
Players are not down. They're realistic about the game Wednesday night and what they need to do to correct it. They talked about the meetings with the coach.
For some reason, we haven't responded the way we should or the way he's wanted us to, sort of show us on video. It's probably the best way to get it across to a lot of people.
You can only learn from those. It's constructive criticism. It's something that, happens some point in the year.
It was a good meeting, and it's good once in a while to look at the game and on the tape and see where things went wrong or where you might have made the right play, and it's good to go over it. I mean, it's uncomfortable when you have to watch, your mistakes, but at the same time, it's good because you can correct them.
And they need to correct them. They need to be sharp right away because the Detroit Red Wings are one of the best defensive teams in the National Hockey League.
Sam, they play a game that they love to have their team counter, and therefore the Rangers, if they turn the puck over, they've got to read the other team on the rush. They had trouble with Montreal in the rush. Here's the Rangers working deep. They're hauled down, and here's Montreal coming up ice on the rush. Now that's Recchi. There's a shot. That's fine, but it's the next man coming in. Nobody picks him up. That was a 4th man, a defenseman. So the Rangers having trouble reading the rush. The game-winning goal, you'll see it right here in the third period. Everybody goes after Bure here. 4 of them over there. Don Foos is left wide open. The Rangers not reading the plays near their own blue line. Now with Detroit, when the Rangers lost in Detroit, Detroit scored all their goals on the rush, and here's a classic example of it. Right out of the Detroit zone, on the rush. The man on the right side is McCarty. To the net, look for a rebound, bang. Too late for the Rangers in reading the rush, and this is what a lot of their video was about. Detroit plays a left wing lock. They'll back up, create a turnover at their own blue line, and head up ice, trying to force the Rangers into messing up their read on the rush again. I think that'll be a primary part of tonight's game. Be smart reading the rush.
Here we go. Rangers and Red Wings set to go with the opening face-off right after this.
New York Rangers hockey is brought to you by Bud Ice, the official beer sponsor of the NHL. By Delta Airlines, you'll love the way we fly. By American Express, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more. And by
The Rangers and Red Wings, second meeting of the season. Red Wings shut out the Rangers in Detroit earlier. Mark Messier putting pressure on right away on Nicholas Lidstrom, getting to the puck. Messier with Portnoy and Graves. Leach and Bukaboom. Bukaboom from the line. Deflection saved by Chris Osgood.
Messier skating well in the first shift, Sam. Real well. Easy shot on goal, but a deflection in front. Osgood had to be good.
Steve Yzerman, number 19, pressing Brian Leach. He's on with number 28, Tomas Sandstrom, the former New York Ranger. Lidstrom and Konstantinov paired on defense. Sergei Fedorov, the other winger on for Detroit, number 91.
Key player missing for Detroit. That's Larionov, the center of their number 1 line. He's out with the flu, and it looks like Kozlov may get a little ice time in that spot with Shanahan and McCarty.
The veteran Slava Fetisov, number 2, is on with Vladimir Konstantinov, number 16. We'll see Larry Murphy, who'll be playing his second game as a member of the Detroit Red Wings, coming over in a trading deadline move from Toronto. And, John, he was smiling from ear to ear, and maybe bigger than that down in the hallway.
A little jump in the standings.
Man, was he happy. Taking it back for the puck. Rangers changing. Mike Eastwood has just come on. Taking and holding.
Detroit's not a big grinding forechecking team. It's a team that wants to make you make a mistake right in this area. Center ice back to the Detroit blue line.
Bruce Driver back for the puck. He's paired with Doug Lidster on defense. The giveaway to Murphy, number 55, going in. It's blocked by Bill Berg. Rangers have Berg, Eastwood, and Flatley on. Puck cleared out of the zone. Matthew Dandino, second-year man, moved back to defense this year from forward, number 11. He's on with Larry Murphy on defense. On goal, Osgood steers it aside. Murphy moves it up. Driver stopped it for Flatley. Off the back of the jersey of Bill Berg. And taken back by Thomas Holmstrom, number 15, rookie from Sweden. Both teams changing. Driver goes up the middle, trying to hit Tikkanen. Osgood comes out to play it away from Wayne Gretzky. Played deep to Gretzky behind the net. Takes a bump there. The puck moved up the board. Stopped by Samuelson. Rangers have Gretzky, Tikkanen, and Sundstrom on. Lidstrom moves it to Brendan Shanahan, who has 15 goals in his last 18 games. 44 on the season.
And 20 power play goals. The lead the league by 5 in that area, the power play goals. Rangers look a little more alert here. We've only played 3 minutes of the first period, but certainly a lot more alert than what they were against Montreal in the first period. Here's Glenn Healy putting the puck into the Rangers bench. It is not a penalty because there's no glass in front of the bench.
We have to step out for a moment. We're 3 minutes and 1 second into the game with no score. When Chris Osgood beats the Rangers, he doesn't give them anything. 2 shutouts and 2 wins. Glenn Healy, see the record this season. Goals against average of 2.60, but only 4 wins on the year.
Those 18 starts he's had, he's only had 2.44. That's 2.44 goals per game for. In other words, offensive support. So he's got to keep it down to 1 or 2 just to try and get himself retire a win.
3-3-2 lifetime.
And this one here should be a low-scoring game when you think of Detroit. They're second in the league, by the way, in goals against New Jersey, number 1.
Messier racing by Fetisov. He shoots, he scores! How about that? Mark Messier with a beauty to get the Rangers off to a 1-0 lead.
His first shift he was skating. He created a turnover on the first shift and helped lead the Rangers to their first shot on goal. And here, on this shot on goal, he creates it off the draw. You know, we were sitting up here watching warm-up, Sam. We're talking about how Messier never stopped skating in warm-up. He looked like he was just on edge, ready. Fetisov here has the puck. He knocks it down and loses it. And Messier with that speed goes wide. And a bullet laser-type shot inside the goalpost. 1-0 Rangers. Oh, baby.
And now he officially has broken the tie with Mike Bossy, and he is 10th by himself all-time in goals scored in the National Hockey League with 574. Sergei Fedorov moves in against Bukaboom. Shot it wide. Around the boards and out of the zone. Konstantinov there to play it. Vladimir Konstantinov a plus 39 on the season. Bukaboom upended Steve Yzerman.
The Rangers keeping the defense towards their forward set. There's no big gap here early.
Graves, long drive, wide of the net, hard shot by Graves. He's playing with a visor.
Chris Ferraro's first shift.
First shift on the ice for Chris Ferraro.
Playing with Churla, and I'm sure Langdon, Tikkanen on the left side.
Chris Ferraro just called up today, this afternoon, actually. And the Rangers were concerned about the availability of Wayne Gretzky.
He earned the call-up the way he played last time he was with the Rangers. And here, twice he has picked off men that were forechecking.
He had a hat trick Wednesday night in a 6-6 tie against Albany.
So that's not going to the minors and pouting. It's going to the minors and keep on working. Here's Detroit forcing with their big line.
Slava Kozlov's pass blocked. Larry Murphy plays it down the boards. Messier with his 35th from Leach and Graves at 3:13.
That was the first time here in the first period, we're almost 5 minutes in, where Detroit's putting pressure on deep, and they didn't come close to getting a shot. The Rangers really smart. They're working as a unit of 5, Sam. The other night, 3 forwards up, 2 defense, way back. There was a big gap between. Here you're seeing the gap tight, a much tighter gap.
Gretzky forced back by Matthew Dandino.
Yeah, who was right there? Samuelson was right there in case there was a turnover. Now, this is very early, and who knows if it can be sustained, but so far it is.
See that number 26 red on the ice?
On number
Joey
5,
Koser.
on number 5, white. You know what I mean?
Good hit by Langdon on Lidstrom. Sundstrom takes the puck away from Draper. Langdon battling Lidstrom in the corner. Sundstrom and Draper there. Draper, number 33 for Detroit, works it around. Past Joey Koser, who knocks down Samuelson. That's a good hit by Koser. Puck tipped out of the zone. Played by Kirk Maltby, number 18. Moves in. Knocked away by Samuelson. Koser chases it down. Koser skating well. He's been a good pickup for the Red Wings.
Yeah, he's played very well for them.
Bob Rouse deep. Battling Samuelson.
Been responsible defensively, and that's what he has to do. He's been fairly healthy.
Yeah.
He's done a great deal of fighting, but he's been a presence.
It's actually Langdon and Rouse going after that puck. Both teams changing. Fans alive. 6 minutes into the game. Rangers a 1-0 lead. Healy backhands it to Bukaboom, who plays it quickly back to Leach, who left it behind, and Doug Brown took it away. Good hit along the boards by Bukaboom.
Bukaboom is playing well, too. He's coming off a tough one. But here he's been very quick and concise with handling the puck, taking the body, making decisions, and again, staying close with the gap. This Detroit club's on a pace for 97 points. This is a good hockey club, and the Rangers have to be mentally alert. And so far, again, it's very, very early. Look at the top corner. That was a placement of a shot. He caught Osgood going down, taking away the lower portion of the net, and he hit the top corner. There's the list, 574 for Mark.
You know, at one point, he was this season he was ahead of Dino Ciccarelli, but Dino got real hot. But Mark Messier now 10th all-time, and here's the play originating.
Fetisov turned to the middle and stumbled just a little bit, and with Messier's speed, he'll beat Fetisov, and he went to the open side of the ice enough to get himself the shot, and the Rangers the 1-0 lead.
Good start for Mark Messier. When Mark Messier is a plus this season, the team is 18-3-2.
Man, you're up late again.
That's it. I was going through those numbers.
He's the single most important player on the team. There's no doubt. When he doesn't have a good game, the Rangers struggle. When he plays the way only he can play, it's just an incredible change with his team. They rely on him, and that's whether it's good or not, that you rely that much on one player is strictly a fact of life.
Driver chases down the puck. Doug Brown on him. Berg sends it to Lidster. Good forecheck by the Red Wings. Rangers able to clear the zone. Osgood leaves it for Larry Murphy. Now it's Sergei Fedorov. Fedorov knocked down by Driver.
He was pulled off balance by Courtnall, and then Driver knocked him down. Messier against Fedorov.
Graves moving in on Konstantinov. Save made by Osgood. Yzerman's got the puck. Good speed by Adam Graves. Nice play. 3-on-3 across the line. Offside Detroit.
I'm going to like this matchup. 91 against 11. Hopefully it'll be all game long. It'll be fun to watch.
Adam Graves sent in.
Good start. You'll see Courtnall hook Fedorov, and that's when Driver pushed him off balance. And Detroit not able to do anything on the rush there. Now here's Graves through the middle. Konstantinov will be the defenseman on him. Watch Konstantinov stay with him right to the back glass there. Right there. Stays with him. That's why Konstantinov has the second best plus-minus in the entire league. only John LeClair in Philadelphia. Pardon me. John LeClair in Philadelphia is number 1. Konstantinov number 2. Konstantinov last year was number 1 at plus 60.
And there's only been, in the last 20 years, there's only been one player that's won it in 2 straight years.
99. You got it. Wayne Gretzky. He was plus 90 one year. Plus 90.
Messier with the hit on Konstantinov. That's another matchup to watch throughout the evening, John.
Yeah.
11 against 16.
11 usually goes down the right side. I don't know if you'll see. Yeah. Kaprizov and Konstantinov. They may be the pairing for this game against Messier.
Sandstrom just missed the far post. Nice move.
He didn't see Yzerman wide open on the other side.
Gretzky sends it in. Lidstrom back for the puck. Off the skate of Gretzky. And lifted out of the zone. 11.5 minutes to go in the first period. Rangers a 1-0 lead. Giveaway to McCarty. His pass taken away by Sundstrom. This is Nicholas Lidstrom. Lidstrom and Konstantinov, according to the Red Wings, they feel they just don't get enough credit as complete defensemen in the NHL, John.
I don't think they do. I agree with him.
Slava Kozlov, his shot stick to side by Healy.
Joey Koser said that, and Joey Koser played here, and he also was a good hit by Langdon. Oh, they battled back at him.
Draper went back at him. And the linesman Kevin Collins stepped in.
Anyway, Joey Koser played with both Leach and Lidstrom. He said Lidstrom is almost as good. The big difference is the offense that Leach will bring to the game. Here's a penalty upcoming against the Rangers, and it looks like Darren Langdon's going to go for roughing. So this is the first thing that has been a slight little giveaway here or there. Now the Rangers, Langdon takes a neutral zone penalty to give Detroit's power play a shot. They're ranked number 4. And for about the first 15 games of the season, they were at the bottom of the league, like 0 for 50 or something along those lines.
The first 8 games, they went 0 for 32 or 0 for 33.
They were awful, but from that point on, they climbed right back in, and now they're number 4. Brendan Shanahan is the trigger man. Here's Langdon across the boards with Draper, who will take a shot back at him. And Kevin Collins breaks it up. That's Kozlov. I apologize. That was not Draper. It was Kozlov. Let Kozlov go back at him. Oh, baby. And Kozlov there looks over at the line at the referee, who was back to the left. You can't see him. Kozlov drew a penalty, and I don't think it was a good call. Langdon didn't do anything. Put his arm up, and the call's made, but Langdon got... Kozlov did his job for Detroit. He sucked Darren into a kind of a little forearm, but it wasn't much of a shot. And Magoo makes the call.
Mick Magoo, the referee tonight, with Brian Murphy and Kevin Collins, the linesman. Langdon for roughing at 9:17. Long shot blocked in front. Rebound. Shot wide. Yzerman. Shanahan, as John mentioned, leading the league with 20 power play goals.
However, there's no Larionov, and he's a big key.
Shot by Kozlov. Went high.
Got 4 or 5 times Detroit's missed the net already. Maybe 5.
Shanahan goes back to Lidstrom. His shot is a save by Healy. Rebound went wide. Comes out to Yzerman. Yzerman toward the net. Deflection by Kozlov was stopped by Healy. Kozlov has it again. Kozlov's pass off the skate of Bird. Leach unable to clear. Lidstrom kept it in. Lidstrom and Yzerman at the points. Shanahan, McCarty, and Kozlov up front.
Baby, pretty good power play.
Wow. Toward the net. Big save.
And Leach has saved a goal so far. Leach has saved 1.
Comes back out. Now Shanahan back to Lidstrom. Deflected by Messier. McCarty goes into the corner to get the puck. He has 18 goals. He gave it away to Messier. Messier able to clear.
The Rangers need a change. Oskin's going to move the puck up quick. Now Brian Leach made a great play. I don't know if it was on Shanahan or who. Maybe McCarty. Glenn Healy had made the save. He was down, and Leach saved 1.
Good play by Sundstrom as he was all over Larry Murphy. Fedorov pressured by Sundstrom. Sundstrom, a one-man wrecking crew right now. Excellent job by Nicholas Sundstrom on the forecheck. Murphy plays it across to Martin Lapointe. Lapointe moves in, drops it back to Murphy. Blocked by Sundstrom. Cleared by Graves. What a shift for Nicholas Sundstrom. 40 seconds, and he was outstanding. Holmstrom. We got a lot of Stroms out there, John. We got Lidstrom, Sundstrom, Sandstrom, Holmstrom.
Samuel Strom. Samuel
That's
Strom.
tough to say.
Samuel Strom.
Sandstrom checked by Karpovtsev. Lapointe. Now Fedorov Goes Russ Courtnall on him. Team's at full strength. Long shot. Blocked in front.
Oh, baby, that caught the inside of Carpenter's left foot.
Well, he always finds a way to get hit with his shot, doesn't he? Good hit along the boards by Bruce Driver. Gretzky to the puck. 1-0 Rangers. 8:20 to go in the first period.
Now the Rangers have to find a way to get the tempo up again for their club. Detroit really controlled the first half of the power play. And a great job in the defensive zone by the penalty killers along with Glenn Healy.
Joey Koser worked it out. This is Kirk Maltby. He's stopped by Driver. Driver's had a good start to this game.
He gave Maltby a shot with the right hand, right in the kisser.
Gretzky dumped it into the zone.
That was way more against the rules than what Langdon did. That's a good right jab, Sam.
Koser sending it back. Slava Fetisov. Vladimir Konstantinov. Healy comes out to play the puck to Bruce Driver. Tikkanen or Churla. On goal, Osgood stops it, winds it around. Rangers breaking through early on Chris Osgood, who had a shutout against them earlier this season. He's beaten them twice with shutouts. He has 6 shutouts on the year, tied for the league lead. The Rangers getting the early goal from Mark Messier.
Played very well since coming back from a leg injury.
Only 1 loss in his last 9 games, 6-1 and 2. Chris Osgood. Up until the other night in Colorado last Sunday, Osgood and Vernon had been alternating games for a month. And Vernon has been out a little bit. He's a backup tonight.
Tweaked the knee.
Yeah, and Kevin Hodgson played the other night.
They got a 4-1 win over Boston.
Messier, good rush. Goes around Rouse. Plays the puck.
Rangers want to go wide on the Detroit defense. Part of the game plan.
Leach looking for the net. Long shot. 6 save by Osgood.
Messier got the puck in, Sam, because of his speed. He backed Detroit in, and then Leach got the shot because of it.
Langdon is on with Courtnall and Messier. Langdon's stick being held. Puck shot in by Shanahan, and Healy stops it for Brian Leach. 6:20 to go in the first. 1-0 Rangers leading it. Fedorov got a stick on it, chases it down.
Not many whistles. Quick pace. Not very wide open either, but certainly intelligent play on the ice with both clubs involved.
Matthew Dandenault having trouble with Gretzky. Dandenault could be the question mark on defense for Detroit, John.
The right-handed shot playing the left side.
It's his first year playing defense.
Yes, it is.
He's
He's a winger, yeah.
Murphy sending it in. Now Pat Flatley. Gets it back from Tikkanen. Almost taken away by LaPointe. Tikkanen has it. John, I bet you think that Esa Tikkanen is one of a kind, right? Raving lunatic, eh? Did you know that one of his very, very close friends is named Esa Tikkanen? There's another Esa Tikkanen. You won't believe. He told us today. His friend is from Finland. He's a chef. One of his closest friends. There's 2 Esa Tikkanens.
They can't be similar in lifestyle and personality. It's impossible.
Battle for the puck. Holmstrom went down. Flatley looking for it. So is Eastwood. Eastwood wins the battle. Flatley is hit along the boards by Fetisov. He comes away with the puck. Flatley controlling. Konstantinov whacks him with a stick. Eastwood. Berg back to Eastwood. Shot deflected over the top by Doug Brown.
How about this recycling and working? Flatley's done a great job along the boards.
Centering pass tipped in front by Doug Brown. To the far side.
The penalty.
On Holmstrom.
Yes, he grabbed a hold of Billy Berg. How about that for forecheck? Those 3 forwards, Flatley, Berg, and Eastwood did a great job.
Third line draws a penalty from Thomas Holmstrom.
And the Rangers had 2 power play goals 2 nights ago against Montreal. That was the bright light of the game against Montreal, the 5-4 loss. And here you can see constantly Flatley comes up with the puck. They won the battles here. Puck back in the corner, a couple of quick passes there. But Berg and Eastwood and then Flatley again. See how he's getting the puck and recovering it? When you recover like that, you make things happen. Now back up towards the blue line is where the penalty happened. Just good work by the checking line to draw a power play.
Red Wings penalty killing is 3rd in the league at 86.2. Shot by Courtnall. Glove saved by Osgood. A beauty. Al Trautwig's between the benches. Al.
Sam, Scotty Bowman is absolutely livid. I mean, he wouldn't take his eyes off the referee during that stoppage in play, screaming at the top of his lungs, he took a dive, he took a dive, he does it all the time. If I know that, why don't you? And he got no satisfaction at all.
Thanks, Al. You know, Scotty and Colin Campbell and others, well, we'll take a look at the last save. Great pass by Leach. Courtnall with a shot. Well, that's a good shot considering he's falling off balance. And you can see Osgood made a good catching glove save. Coley Campbell does it a lot. Scotty does it a lot. They study players around the league to take dives. And there's a number of them that do. And Billy Bird does it at times.
Karpovtsev shot wide, bounces off the end boards. Messier to Courtnall. Messier, Courtnall, and Graves. Leach's shot goes wide. Leach and Karpovtsev, the point men. Along the boards, Courtnall. Lidstrom and Rouse, the defensive pair. Pass in front for Graves, who was knocked down, saved by Osgood, and he holds on. Actually gave it to Rouse, but the whistle blew.
They were in Detroit. Detroit playing in Pittsburgh. Tyler Wright, who was with Pittsburgh at the time, throws the head back when he gets hit every time, draws penalty. Coaches study players that do a lot of that stuff. There you can see Rouse working over Graves. Keeps a stick on the ice there for balance. Now he wants to shot. There's the hit by Yzerman. As Graves couldn't get the clean shot. Good defensive play by Yzerman. Knocking Graves down. Graves saw the plastic surgeon yesterday. Had x-rays. Everything was negative. You can see the extra bandage. It appears a see-through bandage on the cut itself.
Karpovtsev holding. Better off in Maltby on for Detroit. Deflected. That's Yzerman, excuse me, not Maltby. Yzerman and Fedorov on. Chance in front for Ferraro. Went off his stick. Chris Ferraro on with Gretzky and Sundstrom. Puck taken away by the Red Wings. Yzerman's got it with Bob Rouse in center. Back to Lidstrom and off the boards. Back into the Rangers zone. 50 seconds to go in the Rangers power play. 3:20 to go in the first. Rangers a 1-0 lead on a goal by Mark Messier. Leach, who had an assist to extend his latest point-scoring streak to 5. Gretzky takes the pass from Ferraro. Moves it across to Sundstrom. The piece off on him. Karpovtsev. Sundstrom to Leach. He shoots, save. Osgood, and he's got it.
How about that? I think almost every player in the ice for the Rangers touched the puck, starting with Healy back in his own zone. Their heads in this one. The coaches obviously have done a good job in what they went through yesterday with the club, looking at videotape, this and that. One pass, two passes. You'll see Gretzky make the best one here. That's the third pass. 4, 5, 6, and a shot. It's not bad.
Yeah.
You have to work against a good penalty-killing team. As you'll see in front, this is Ferraro at a rolling puck, tried to squeeze it in front, and the puck rolled off the blade of his stick. Detroit, number 3 in goals in penalty killing. A top penalty killing team. You really have to move the puck against them to beat them, and that's what happened.
In recent games, though, John, they've struggled on the penalty kill. Long shot blocked in front by Fetisov. Draper drives it off the boards and all the way down. 10 seconds to go in the power play.
Detroit has 9 goals against their last 3 games. 2 shorthanded. And the rest power play goals against.
6 power play. I
They'll make that 8 of the last 9. 8 of the last 9. Only 1 at even strength the last 3 games. 8 of them on special teams. Here's another penalty as Samuelson's going to go at the point. The point knows that Samuelson's got the penalty, so he's just going to stand and look. Rangers will be shorthanded when we come back. 1-0 Rangers. They've outshot Detroit 10-8.
Samuelson for elbowing at 17:34. Second Red Wings power play of the game.
Before the penalty itself, you'll see Samuelson moving in. He gets banged pretty hard into the boards and glass by Maltby, and then right here, Samuelson's about to be hit again. He threw the elbow into the hitter before he got hit, and he got caught by the referee.
The Red Wings, over the last 3 games, coming into play tonight, 7 for 17 on the power play. They scored 4 against San Jose, 2 against Colorado, and 1 against Boston. Up the middle, nice lead to Shanahan. He's in. Glove save by Healy.
Oh,
beauty.
And it's 1 save apiece with a catching glove. As Osgood robbed Courtnall. This one's even better, though. Shanahan took the pass through the middle. He's got a great wrist shot. He really bends his body to get the velocity of the shot to be quicker than anybody else. And Glenn Healy's strength, there's no doubt, besides being a tough guy, you know, in the competitive nature, is his catching glove. That's a great shot. That's a great save. Oh, baby, that's beautiful to watch. Great pass here by Lidstrom, hitting Shanahan. He's onside and snaps it Healy right there.
Closing in on becoming the 6th player ever to score 50 goals with 3 different teams. He has 44 with Detroit, scored 50 with Hartford, 50 twice, over 50 with St. Louis. Leach trying to take it away. Back pass to Lidstrom with room. He steps up and shoots. He scores!
Now, what a pass from behind the net. Behind the net to the near side of Glenn Healy. The pass was put out to the point, right to the defense. And that's where the big shot was taken. But the Rangers had kind of collapsed and got themselves in trouble. The MCS Cannon goal cam, look at it. There's the pass. Look at how there's all that open space. Both forwards are low. Both defensemen have been deep. I don't know if it was deflected or not, but Healy's beaten on the low shot. In behind is Kozlov getting the puck right there. Look at that pass to Lidstrom. Now, does it get deflected? Healy's ready. Here's the rocket. Yeah, it does. It appeared to be deflected by McCarty, and he should get the power play goal. Look at all the work in behind, but that area is wide open. Nobody there. Both defense back behind the net, in one side, on one side of the net, behind the net, along the backboards, and the Rangers got in trouble. And a deflection in front. We're tied at 1.
Darren McCarty's having a career season. He's been in the league in his first couple of years as a tough guy, and he has shown that he's an all-around solid forward. Darren McCarty's 19th of the season at 18-10.
Of Lidstrom and Kozlov.
19th goal of the year for Darren McCarty. And it's a career high for him. It's his 6th power play goal. 1-1 the score. And the puck is in the jersey. Good shift. Kozlov and Berg, they were tied up.
Good shift again with Eastwood, Berg, Lally. Berg here trying to draw something again. And that's why Scotty Bowman was mad earlier. Detroit's power play scores 1, and the first power play, the first half of it, Scotty Bowman's power play looked good. And the Rangers should be careful here. This power play seems to be very, very alert for Detroit.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser. Bob Storr's intermission report coming up. Al Trautwig will have Pat Flatley as his special guest. Mike Crispino at the MSG Sports Desk with an update. And Luc Robitaille will do highlights. JD gets a rest.
Good for Luc. Working hard, he is. Tell you what, Luc Robitaille will be missed until he gets back into the lineup.
Luc working on his upper body strength, and now we're going to use his mental strength. A little analysis between periods.
He uses one of those machines where he sits in it, doesn't use his legs, and it's like pedaling a bike, only you're pedaling the bike with your arms. With these pedals that are right in front of you.
Today he rode the bike with one leg.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I
see that one. Does he keep going in a circle?
Well, he's pointing for a return to be ready for the start of the playoffs.
Easily missed.
Chris Draper and Wayne Gretzky on the faceoff.
Going into the season, 2 of the top 6 forwards for the Rangers out of the lineup. And that's Kovalov and Robitaille. That hurts.
Gretzky with a good takeaway. The back pass to Bukaboom, who shoots, just missed the net. Hard shot, one time by Bukaboom. Chris Draper moving it against Brian Leach. Leach takes him out. Work along the boards. Sundstrom able to work it around to Gretzky. Sundstrom comes out, leads Tikkanen. He's one-on-one with Bob Rouse. Tikkanen shoots, saved by Osgood, bounces over the net. Sundstrom back pass. Gretzky's shot was blocked.
Tikkanen had a stick that he ran into that was sitting on the ice that had belonged to Sundstrom. And then when Tikkanen took the shot, he hit Osgood right in the helmet, the mask with the shot.
Portnoy lifts it up over the glass into the crowd. 8 seconds to go in the first period.
Tikkanen was going to let go a big shot, a blaster, but he couldn't. It started with kind of a crazy pass by Gretzky in his own zone that worked out here. Now he stopped, get around that stick, and then this shot hits Osgood right in the helmet. Yow! The right side of his face. He turned his head to the left to duck it a little bit, and it caught him on the helmet. Tikkanen let go of the wrist shot. Pretty good one to catch a goalie like that. Could be a better look at it, I think. Ooh, yeah. Oh. Osgood, one of the few goaltenders left that wears that old-style helmet.
We got the matchup of 2 old-style helmets. Healy and Osgood. And that's it. Rangers score first. Mark Messier getting them on the board. The Red Wings counter with a power play goal, and the teams head for the locker room even at 1-1. Rangers 12 shots, Detroit 10. And I thought a good period for the
I think
Rangers.
at even strength, the Rangers were real good. They took a couple of penalties, both in the neutral zone, and that gave Detroit their best offense, Sam. Detroit didn't do a lot at even strength, but their power play got them a goal. The other power play was real good in the first half of it. But the Rangers much more alert against a very good Detroit club.
Downstairs, Sal Messina standing by with Rangers assistant coach Dick Todd. Red light.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. I know defensive zone coverage has been a problem the last couple of games. Your opinion on what it was like in the first period?
I thought we did a much better job, Sal. I think that the forwards as well were helping out in the neutral zone. We were getting on their rushes quickly, and the defense was able to identify the oncoming onslaught of forwards. So they're a good rush team, and it's up to us to continue to work hard offensively and then through the neutral zone to give that defense the opportunity to identify their people.
Okay, thank you, Dick. Sam, take it away.
Okay, red light. The Bob Stores Intermission Report is up next. Al Troutwig will be talking with Pat Flatley.
New York Rangers hockey is brought to you in part by American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more. By Hertz. For business, for pleasure, nobody does it exactly like Hertz. By Gulf Oil, the fastest way to earn free gas. Call 1-800-4GULF to find out how. And by Toyota. I love what you do for me, Toyota.
So you didn't know this is Pat Flatley night here on MSG, did you?
No, I wasn't aware of that, but I appreciate it.
Brought a tear to my eye to go through the career, and I wonder, it seems as though there's this feeling in the air that you may not play after this season. Would someone be right or wrong thinking that?
Oh, I think I have to wait and see how the year goes to make that decision at the end of the season, I think.
Well, how do you think the year is going? You have a defined role. The Rangers have added some people that really seem to work well with you. You and Billy Berg work well together, and checking is the name of the game. Do you feel as good about it as I have in watching it?
Well, I've really enjoyed playing here this year. The players and the team. It's been a great experience. Everything from management right down to the guy in the bottom of the ladder. But it's been a real special experience. But as I say again, it has to be judged at the end of the season. But I am happy about the season to this point for sure.
As we look through the record books and the video of your career, we found some things in the Olympic Games. We forgot what were the circumstances why you got tossed out in the Olympic Games. Can you refresh our memory, please?
You know, I thought there was a 5-year moratorium on looking.
Not here. No, not here.
Well, as you can see, I did barely touch the referee, but we had a long-standing feud going back to Germany. Prior to the Olympics, he reffed a number of our games, and let's just say we were shorthanded most of those games, and that was an offside that he delayed in calling, so I skated by him and said a few choice words about the offside.
And accidentally brushed him.
No, I didn't brush him. I have to say I didn't brush him.
Oh, okay.
I just said a few words, and maybe the wind caught his sweater as I went by or something to that effect, but I didn't touch him, and next thing I know, he won't get off the ice till I'm kicked out of the game.
Did you insult him in German?
No,
German?
Maybe if I would have done that, he wouldn't have got so angry.
Yeah, see,
I didn't speak in his native tongue.
That's all hindsight, though. Hey, Pat, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Pat Flatley of the Rangers, of course. 1-1 is the score. As we continue in the Bob Stores Intermission Report, you'll get highlights with Luc Robitaille coming up.
Hi, everybody. Mike Crispino. The Bob Stores Intermission Report continues here. Washington is hosting the Buffalo Sabres tonight. There are 5 minutes remaining in the first period. There's no score in that game. Washington unbeaten in their last 5 at home. Buffalo has been playing great. They haven't lost back-to-back games since the end of January. Meanwhile, Don Mattingly will have a day at Yankee Stadium August 31st. Number 23 will be retired, the 14th Yankee in history that will happen to. He was at Chelsea Piers yesterday, Mattingly, talking about that day and a possible return to the majors as a coach.
At some point, I think I would. I definitely want to stay in touch with younger kids, not only on the Little League level, but more along the minor league levels, too. I like to see how they're going, who they are, and keep track of the game through them. The guys in the major leagues have made it. You don't develop them, you develop the young kids in the minor leagues. So.
What's that day going to be like for Jersey? When you get retired, you thinking about it?
It'll be a great day. It'll probably be better than that Little League day where I struck out 3 times. So I'm looking forward to it.
The ever humble Don Mattingly, the former captain, of course, of the Yankees. Skip Kendall rediscovered his putting touch today at the Bay Hill Classic. Shot a 7-under par 65 in the second round. Suspended due to darkness, and yeah, a few people got beached on this day, including that young man. And here, Guy Boros, the shot of the day on number 14. It's a par 3. And he knocks it within inches, taps it in for a birdie, and got himself into the hunt for a while. Mark O'Mara putting from, let's say, about half court at Madison Square Garden, about 45 feet away from off the green at the same hole. Able to knock it home for the birdie. He is 6 under, 3 shots back. We'll be back in a moment with more. Atlanta Falcons' Dan Reeves has signed giant tight end Brian Kozlowski to a 1-year contract. In Turnabout's Fair Play, the Carolina Panthers, a team full of free agents, lost their #1 wide receiver Willie Green to the Denver Broncos as a free agent. Rangers and Red Wings second period coming up.
Rangers tied at 1. The rehab of Luc Robitaille, the broken bone in his foot, continues, so we're going to put him to good use in that first period. A lot of talent on the ice, and you got the sense as you look at these highlights, Luke, that every mistake, if you made one big enough, would be taken advantage of by the other team.
Yeah, it's definitely a good game tonight. And whenever you got good teams like that, you know, it's like every mistake, like you said, counts. And the little plays count, too. You see Gravy here is a little bit of trouble, then he gets the puck out of the zone, and next thing you know, it's a goal. Just making that's what the coach always wanted. He wants us to get the puck out of the zone and avoid us wingers, and Mess took a great shot there. He waited for the goalie to come out, and when he put his glove down, you just shoot up top, and that's a good goal. That's a goal scorer's goal, we say.
35th of the season, Graves and Leach. Now you're going to look at the Rangers trying to cover up and stay with things. They do a good job here.
Yeah, we're covering real well tonight. That's what Colin was talking about yesterday, and this is our penalty killing, actually. But we're playing really well. As you can see, that we're covering the front end. There's nobody in front, and whenever you do that, you know, there's no rebounds, and goals are tough to come by for the other team.
And if you're a goaltender and you stop Shanahan, you're doing something.
Well, you can see Heels here. I mean, he's really, the guy hasn't played, I think, in over a month, and he gets out there and looks this calm, and you got to really pat him on the back. It's incredible how he can play.
Under 2 minutes to go in the period, the Red Wings tied things.
Boy, this goes fast.
Yeah.
No, this is a good goal by them. I mean, there was nobody in front of the net, and the defenseman, you know, got the puck. It was a good play by them, and, you know, it's a deflection. There's not much you can do about that. They didn't even have a guy in front of the net. It's the guy that scored, but that's the way sometimes it happens.
Great job. You're hired for the second intermission. Back in a moment.
New York Rangers hockey is brought to you in part by the United States Postal Service. We deliver smart solutions for you. By MetLife. Get Met. It pays. By Gillette Sensor XL and the Gillette Series. Gillette, the best a man can get. And by Nobody Beats the Wiz Home Entertainment Centers.
Set to start the second period. There's been the scoring change on the Red Wings goal. Nicholas Lidstrom gets credit for the goal on the shot. No deflection, apparently, from Darren McCarty. So it's Lidstrom's goal. And the game is tied 1-1. And the Red Wings with a quick start and a save by Healy. And he bats the puck away. Leach takes it and tries to move it. Lidstrom pokes it ahead. And Russ Courtnall has it. Rangers starting the period with Messier, Graves, Courtnall, Leach, and Bukaboom. And the Red Wings with Fedorov. Here is Courtnall moving in with Graves. Pass to Graves in front. Saved by Osgood. A beauty.
Another wild and crazy pass. This one by Messier. And all of a sudden, the Rangers had a 2-on-1. So both goaltenders real sharp in the first 30 seconds.
Fedorov, Yzerman, and Sandstrom for Detroit. Konstantinov shot blocked by Graves. Samuelson lead to Messier. Finds the puck. Is hit by Fetisov. Long outlet across 2 lines. Stops play.
Quick start to the second period. Detroit started real quick. And Glenn Healy had to be there twice. Real good, sharp saves. And then all of a sudden, a 2-on-1. And Courtnall, I think with a little delay, allowed Osgood to understand that the pass was coming across. Here's that crazy wild pass. Diagonal pass off the boards. 2-on-1. Now, Courtnall will wait and settle the puck down. And then there's the pass. Osgood just simply moved across with the pass and robbed Adam Graves. Now before that, to start the period, one shot by Fedorov, another jam play, and Glenn Healy does a nice job. Fedorov was finally knocked down by Jeff Bukaboom.
Gretzky, Tikkanen, and Sundstrom on for the Rangers. Opposite Kozlov, Shanahan, and McCarty. Igor Larionov out of the lineup. He just joined us late. He's out with the flu. The Red Wings missing a key man.
Well, he's had a great year. Wow. Really centered a strong line with McCarty, the player that goes to the net. Shanahan, the shooter on the left side, and Larionov, a real good, smart player who could pass real well.
Sundstrom tried to get it back to Gretzky, but Konstantinov all over him, ripped the stick out of Gretzky's hand. Gretzky gets another one from the bench. Tikkanen stays with Kozlov. Sundstrom pokes it loose and takes over. I want to correct something I said earlier in the first period about Brendan Shanahan. He is the 6th player to score 40 or more goals with 3 different teams. Scored 44 with Hartford last season, has 44 this season with Detroit, and had 2 50-goal seasons with St. Louis. Offside, whistled on the play.
No, somebody hurt him.
Somebody's knocked down. Oh, yeah. Karpovtsev is down.
They've called for the training staff. He gets up. It's like he's cradling his left arm. They've been hit up high, we've been told, possibly with the puck in the face. Karpovtsev along the boards. Oh, yeah. That puck right in the face. Shoot. Goosh. Kozlov looking around, knows he's going to get hit, so he just flips the puck up and caught Karpovtsev right in the face.
Karpovtsev to the bench. And the puck obviously hitting him in the mouth, and medical trainer Jim Ramsey attending to him. Dick Todd had a long talk with Karpovtsev yesterday at practice, John, discussing the game on Wednesday night.
Well, the one thing about Karpovtsev is, and you credit players for blocking shots, but if the defenseman's going to shoot from the blue line, you're in front of the net. There's no sense in you trying to block the shot. The goaltender's supposed to do that. You're supposed to clear rebounds as a defenseman or clear people away from your goaltender. You try to block a shot by going down from a defenseman, and if you miss the puck, you're out of the play. I mean, you're just not good for anything that's liable to happen in your zone at that point because you're down on the ice, away from everything. That's one of the things that they talked about.
Larry Murphy moved the puck out of the zone for Detroit. Driver, 1-1 the score, 3 minutes gone by second period. Chris Ferraro on healthy scratches for the Rangers tonight, Eric Cairns and David Oliver. Leach with the puck. Ryan Vandenbush was sent back to Binghamton. Chris Ferraro had a hat trick on Wednesday night, a 6-6 tie with the Albany River Rats. Here's Churla, backhander goes wide. 63 points in 53 games at Binghamton for Chris Ferraro. Played across to Lidstrom. Bukaboom gets knocked down on the play. Churla knocked one of the Red Wings down.
A little nasty here. Bukaboom threw a good hit, and then he got hit. Churla was getting nasty with Holmstrom. Things look like they're going to calmly settle, and we'll be back.
First period scoring summary brought to you by Hertz for Business for Pleasure. Nobody does it exactly like Hertz. Messier at 3:13 with his 35th made it 1-0. Lidstrom tied it with his 14th power play goal. Kozlov and McCarty at 18-10. Red Wings 10 shots, Rangers 12. Wings 1 for 2 on the power play in the first period. Rangers 0 for 1. Leach, Bukaboom, Messier, Graves, and Courtnall for the Rangers. Steve Yzerman. Now Fedorov deep against Bukaboom. Upended by Bukaboom. They both went down. Leach swings it around. Puck deflects in front. A shot is sticked aside by Healy. Sandstrom got a backhander off.
Just hit the side of the net. This matchup's interesting. Messier opposite Fedorov.
Here goes Leach. Leach against Lidstrom. Graves to the net. Checked by Rouse. Yzerman takes over. Steve Yzerman with the second longest reign as a captain in NHL history. 11 years.
George Armstrong, #1, I think, in Toronto.
Right.
Is that right?
Exactly right. 12 years. Konstantinov forced out of the zone.
Detroit trying to keep that pairing, Konstantinov and Fetisov for the Messier line. There seems to be mutual respect for those two units once they get on the ice. Yzerman playing left wing. And Fedorov center ice. Yzerman a natural centerman.
This will be an icing. No, Healy plays it away into the corner. Tikkanen was coming back, but Healy played it away from McCarty. Long shot gloved by Healy, and he holds on. The shot taken by Fetisov.
Detroit comes at you 2 in a row. They come at you with the Fedorov line, so you have to be real alert. Then they'll come at you with the next line that has Shanahan, McCarty on it. Normally would have Larionov. And Fetisov and Konstantinov stay on to play the next line, as they actually didn't start against Messier during the last shift. Here's Messier and Fedorov as they hook up. There's 2 quality players there head-to-head. Fedorov earlier, Sam, was down on the 3rd line, wasn't playing a lot on the power play, and not getting the normal minutes that he was used to. And then all of a sudden, in the last couple of weeks, where I guess it was a West Coast trip, he started to score a little bit, and now he's up on one of the top 2 lines.
Shot is a save by Healy. Rebound went over the top. Shanahan and Kozlov battling in front. Shanahan checked by driver. Leach able to clear the zone.
There's a clean win on the draw. Clean win for Detroit. A couple of shots.
Right before the All-Star game, Fedorov was bothered with a groin injury, John. Wasn't it a groin or a hamstring?
A groin, Sam. He had some scar tissue there, but still, when he got back playing, he wasn't playing as much as what he had hoped. But it looks like he's earned his way back into the lineup. But the Red Wings know that he has to go once the playoffs start. He has to be on top of his game.
Kozlov's pass deflected. Shanahan chases it down. Leach is there. Drop pass. Pass back to Shanahan. Takes it around the net, trying to tuck it in, and Healy stayed with the post and made the save.
A line change there, and Detroit able to take advantage of it for a moment because the Rangers didn't get the puck deep. And when that happened, see, the puck's in the neutral zone. Here comes Detroit. You see the Rangers over at the bench just made a change. That was Gretzky for Eastwood. It's a 3-on-2, and Shanahan tries to jam right there the puck off of Healy, off the back of Healy, kind of like a pool shot, a billiard shot. Here's a high shot by Fetisov. This next one, does it hit the goalpost? No, Healy looks like he got a piece of it. This big high shot here really got into the chest of Healy. And you can see Kozlov, who won the draw, able to also find the rebound. Kozlov's played all right filling in for Larionov.
He was scratched in the last game. He's been in and out of the lineup because they want to send a little message to him. They expect more from him.
It looks like he got the message. He's been okay here. He's drawn a penalty. He's got the assist on the Detroit goal, the primary assist. And shots here in the second, 6-1 Detroit.
Draper and Eastwood for the face-off. On goal, Healy stops it. Lidster tied up. Shot deflect wide. Maltby took it. Penalty upcoming on the Rangers. In front. Red Wings were battling in front. The Rangers took the penalty. Looks like it's going to be Doug Lidster going off.
Detroit's played pretty good here early in the second. The Rangers countered on the very first shift. Detroit got the scoring chance. The Rangers came back, and Graves was robbed by Osgood on the Courtnall setup. But then, and especially on draws, puck's there. Rangers battle for it. Lidster's in front, and here's, I think, where he grabs a stick. Yeah, he's still got a hold of the stick. Got a hold of the stick, got a hold of the stick. And Magoo, the referee, makes the call. He's still having a conversation with Glenn Healy about the whole thing. You'll see, Rangers actually didn't do too badly on the face-off there, but had trouble controlling the loose puck after the draw was taken. So the Detroit Red Wings now have the 3rd power play. They're 1 for 2 to this point.
And both power plays have looked good. Lidster for holding the stick at 5:59.
Why would Detroit be 13th at home on their power play and 3rd on the road?
I don't know. It's hard to figure.
A little bit nervous at home. I think they'll get better with Larry Murphy, too, with their power plays on there. Just had the puck with Messier.
Good pressure from Berg. That's the giveaway, and Martin Lapointe comes down with it. To Sandstrom. Sandstrom takes it deep against Kucherboom. Lapointe, Sandstrom, Holmstrom, Murphy, and Fedorov for the power play. Fedorov's at the left point. This is Thomas Holmstrom. Leach trying to take it away. Leach and Kucherboom, Berg and Messier for the Rangers. Kucherboom with room, able to clear. 14:20 to go, second period, tied at 1. Kozlov across. Around the boards, Rangers exchange. Samuelson and Karpovtsev have come on with Graves and Sundstrom. Graves with a takeaway and a clear. 1 minute to go on the penalty to Doug Lidster. Chris Osgood moves it around for Sergei Fedorov. Give it away to Karpovtsev. Larry Murphy chases it down. Fedorov around to Shanahan. Fedorov Handoff touch pass to Shanahan. Back with Kozlov. Looking up in front. Chipped wide of the net. Shanahan controls. Kozlov with a back pass to Fedorov. And out of the zone.
That pass was too quick. And Lidstrom, number 5, has the power, has the goal. The power play goal for Detroit. He's got a great shot.
Shanahan. Back pass to Lidstrom. Rather than Fedorov, who was blocked. Lidstrom's got it here. Wristed toward the net. Tipped wide by McCarty.
Fedorov just went off. Finally, he'd been on for the whole time.
Goes through. And is missed by Fetisov coming off the bench. Here's Eastwood. 2-on-1 with Courtnall. Eastwood. Courtnall. Scores! Short-handed goal. Russ Courtnall and Mike Eastwood work a beautiful 2-on-1.
Fedorov went off the ice. And at that point is when Fetisov came on the ice and he missed the slap shot. Now we see here as the play is developing for Detroit. Detroit comes into the zone. They try to get it going. Now we stop it here for a second. That was a shot that was taken by Fedorov. He now has gone to the bench for the change. On comes Fetisov here and he misses. And all of a sudden was Courtnall and Eastwood. They have great speed. The 2-on-1 was set up. And underneath the goaltender went the shot by Courtnall. Kind of a fadeaway wrist shot underneath the goalie, and the Rangers lead 2-1.
Courtnall's second goal as a New York Ranger, and the Rangers have the lead for the second time tonight. Power play is over for Detroit, so the Rangers capitalize with a shorthanded goal and a good penalty kill. Lidstrom and Fetisov battling along the boards in front of the referee. Rangers' 13th shorthanded goal of the season. And we got a little get-together in the corner. The linesman is there to settle it down. Courtnall's 11th of the season from Eastwood at 7:56.
Fetisov, he flat out missed. It was like standing on the tee and whipping. Well, there goes Courtnall and Eastwood. A couple of nice passes here, especially that one. And Osgood, you know, almost like the Messier goal where he's overplays it a little bit. And Courtnall this time went underneath the goaltender. You see Osgood going feet first. Courtnall slides it back just inside the goal post. That's a pretty good shot.
You didn't have to bring up my golf game, you know, John.
I didn't. But I guess you feel that way, huh? There's the shot
Nice
just
goal.
underneath. It's a nice shorthanded goal. 13 for the Rangers on the season. And now a 2-1 lead for the Rangers.
Eastwood has a 4-game point-scoring streak. Here comes Flatley to the net, offside.
Two-line pass. There's a penalty, too, because as the whistle sounded, there was a slap by Maltby on Flatley. And I think Maltby will get a penalty here. I think it's Maltby. I may be wrong. Maltby was back-checking. And at that point, when a whistle had sounded, you'll see the pass will go from the inside of the blue line, and Flatley has to wait for it. So there's two lines. Now watch Maltby, number 18, move in right there. Yeah, but it's closer to the box, so maybe it's something back behind the play. Well, they're calling it interference on Koser. And there's the slash. That's what I thought it would be, that slash, after the whistle had sounded.
That could have been.
It's Joe Koser who was back behind the play, and I apologize, I didn't see it.
That one deserved to be the Maltby slash. But Koser's in the box. Rangers get the power play.
It's hockey, Sam. It's hockey.
Wait a second. That wasn't exactly a
by the way,
you know.
By the way, the goal the other night that was allowed to the Rangers, I called the league today to check on that. The in the crease thing should have been no goal, and the reason is this. When a player enters the crease before the puck, even if the puck doesn't, and he vacates the crease before the puck goes over the goal line, it's no goal. There was a mistake made. Rob Schick overruled, and they made a mistake. It's been talked about. It'll be talked about more, but it should not have been a goal.
Koser for interference at 8:28. Rangers' second power play. They're 0 for 1. Leach fires in. Gretzky, Sundstrom, and Chris Ferraro with Leach and Karpovtsev for the power play. Gretzky in the corner. Up the board, shot by Ferraro, saved by Osgood. Ferraro again. Sundstrom. Leach sets up Karpovtsev. Wide. Rebound to Gretzky. Sundstrom. Gretzky along the boards with some room. Sets up Karpovtsev. The shot deflected. Save Osgood. Diving for the puck. It's carried behind the net by Yzerman. Up the boards. Fedorov couldn't clear. Gretzky in the corner. Now Karpovtsev. He seems to be the setup guy here. Good tip by Sergei Fedorov. Yzerman's got the puck. 3-on-2. Rouse across the line. Rouse to Yzerman. Yzerman takes it deep. Yzerman around the net. Set up in front. Fetisov's backhander is a save by Healy. Messier comes away with it. 45 seconds to go on the power play.
Detroit with 9 shorthanded goals. 6 of those 9 on the road.
Gretzky pass blocked. Gretzky again trying to get away from Doug Brown. Fired across. Messier goes for it against Konstantinov. Leach plays it to Graves. Back for Messier. Saved by Osgood.
This power play looks good.
Gretzky's got it. Now Driver. Toward the net. Saved by Osgood, and he holds on.
4 shots in the power play. Still 20 seconds to go. The last shot, not a hard one. Rangers hoping for a deflection that did not happen. Gretzky had been out for 1 minute 40 seconds. He now goes off. But the power play put a lot of pressure on. Did get 4 shots. You'll see here as the puck goes back. Now watch. Graves, great pass to Messier. Quick hands to get the backhand shot. And Osgood was there. Rangers, what they're doing nicely is recovering the puck. Now here's the wrist shot we were talking about. Graves there, you can see, just waved at it. Didn't quite get the deflection he wanted. Osgood 4 for 4 on that power play. Again, watch Messier have to get the puck, then a quick shot. Real quick hands by Messier.
And next to last replay was from the MCS Cannon goal cam. MCS Cannon, let us show you the possibilities. Diving play by Samuelson to keep it in. Konstantinov has it. 8 seconds to go on the power play. Samuelson recovers. 9:35 to go, second period. Rangers leading 2-1. Go-ahead goal, a shorthanded goal by Russ Courtnall. Messier scored as well in the first period. Lidstrom for Detroit. Teams are back at full strength, and the Rangers 0 for 2 on the power play. In Washington, Buffalo has scored, and they lead the Caps 1-0 in the second period.
Hasek, the goaltender, out with a hairline fracture to a rib. I don't think he's going to play at all this weekend.
They called up Martin Biron.
Yeah, the young kid. He's a good young goaltender.
But they said that Hasek might be the backup, which I couldn't understand. I was reading somewhere that he might dress as a backup.
I'd have to make a phone call.
Russ Courtnall, 3-game point scoring streak. Rangers a much better effort tonight, John.
Talking to oh yeah, absolutely, Sam. Much more alert. The coaching staff. Colby Campbell went home after the game Wednesday. Worked till 3, fell asleep, got up at 5, 2 hours later, and did some more work, and had everything ready for practice. And it was a pretty, it was like hitting them right between the eyes with the reality of what's going on here. And they've responded. They responded nicely. I also asked him about Courtnall and the speed. I said, what do you think about maybe moving into another line? But the thing is, with his speed, he's getting attention. That's opening up the ice for Adam Graves, and Graves is on a roll scoring-wise.
And no one was spared criticism, John.
Oh, they even used some of your comments in there, Sam.
Is that why I had to tiptoe around the locker room today?
Yeah, they were looking for the tulips, big boy.
McCarty tries to play the puck. Pressure from Flatley. Berg takes it. Flatley behind the net. Eastwood's in front. Pass was blocked. Eastwood checked by McCarty. This line has done good work along the boards. And they keep it in. Flatley with a shot. Save. Rebound. Eastwood is blocked. Murphy with a block. Or did Osgood got it with a stick?
Yes, he did. 2 good saves off hard work by this line.
Aaron McCarty moves across with a quick shot that's gloved by Healy. And he covers up.
Hard play. Good work. Boy, Berg, Flatley, Eastwood. Forechecking, cycling, making it happen.
Mike Eastwood's been a big contributor lately for the Rangers.
Confidence, system, conditioning, speed. And here you can see Eastwood with his size. Flatley's always been good along the board. Berg is staying high. And Flatley there fakes a shot, goes wide. And watch the rebound. Eastwood gets there, and Osgood got it with his goal stick. Good effort by Osgood.
Lidstrom on the line. Down low, Fedorov. Stick save by Healy.
But that pass by Lidstrom. Lidstrom's bright. Face-offs are becoming a concern in the Rangers zone a little bit here. Detroit's best offense is off face-offs.
Bookabum, some good work against Sandstrom. Courtnall moves in against Lidstrom. Messier, cross-ice feed for Leach, up over his stick. Leach hit by Sandstrom. Graves against Fedorov. Courtnall's got the puck. Tipped out of the zone. 7:40 to go, second period. Rangers with a 2-1 lead.
The loss in Detroit earlier this year, an afternoon game on Fox, the Rangers only had 10 scoring chances the whole game. Of course, Messier didn't play in the game. Only 10 chances the whole game. here, a much better effort. It's been a good game. Both teams working hard.
Offside whistled on the play. John, you talked about that goal that shouldn't have counted on Wednesday night. Take another look.
Well, again, you see Courtnall going in the crease there before the puck got in the crease. Even if he's out of the crease, it doesn't matter. The rule is that if he gets in the crease before the puck does, and the puck still goes in, even if he's out of the crease, no goal. That's how I had it explained to me today by Brian Burke of the National Hockey League. If he precedes, if the opposition or the attacking player precedes the puck into the crease, even if he gets out of the crease before the puck goes over the goal line, it's no goal. If the puck comes back out of the crease and then goes back in, it's a goal.
Okay.
But that's black and white, and it should have been ruled no goal. I want to clarify it.
Chris Ferraro shot blocked. Ferraro tries again. Saved by Osgood.
Rangers doing a good job deep here now. Fetisov and Langdon, but good job deep, trying to recover the puck to set up the shot. That time, 2 Rangers in deep. Ferraro, the shooter, stayed up high a little bit, did get the shot as Churla and Langdon get it going. I still think Churla would be good for the Rangers to playoffs because of his ability to work deep and take the body on defensemen. Here's Churla. See how he's working deep? There's Ferraro with a good shot. Langdon's there outside the crease. And Fetisov got mad, and I don't blame him, because Langdon put a stick into the goaltender after the goaltender had the puck. See Churla work the backboards. See Langdon working the backboards. And there's one shot didn't work. There's Churla setting up the second shot. Langdon gets to the net. And there's where he hit the goaltender, and Fetisov got mad.
Chris Osgood.
He's had a good second period.
Of goaltenders who played a minimum of 100 games in the National Hockey League, he has the second best winning percentage of all time.
Ken Dryden, number 1. Osgood, number 2. Cheevers, 3. Andy Moog, 4. And Bob Froese, 5.
Pretty good, huh?
Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
Look at those numbers.
Dryden won in the playoffs. Cheevers won in the playoffs. Moog won in the playoffs. Froese, I'm not too sure. No. So it's up to Osgood now to win in the playoffs, and he'll really draw a lot of attention. Al Trautwig's got something for us, Al?
John, just really an observation about, stuff you see from ice level. I thought the way the Rangers played the Capitals in that win a few games ago was really one of their best games of the season. This game, however, is played at an entirely different pace. You can really feel the urgency on the part of the Rangers bench. There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of communicating. And not that there's not a lot of that, but there's just a different tone in everybody's voice.
Murphy's shot was stopped. Thanks, Al. Shanahan's pass taken away by Deacon. John, how much of that do you think it's because it's Detroit, and Detroit is the number 6 team in the National Hockey League?
An original 6 team, you get up for it. But I think a lot more has to do with the embarrassment of what's been going on in the last two home games. It's embarrassing what's been written, what's been said, how they've been treated, and they brought it upon themselves. Now they're trying to, exercise all that, get rid of it. There's a good hit by Samuelson.
McCarty to Murphy. But what I'm also saying, John, is that Detroit's one of the better teams in the league, and the Rangers are lifting their play.
Well, yeah, no, I
agree with that. One of the better teams in the league.
I hate to use that as an excuse. I think it's more a case of we've been embarrassed, boys, and we've been pointed out by the coaching staff. Let's get our act together. They're trying to play smart, taking the body, the gap's closed. A lot of good things happening here against, again, and you mentioned it, a real good, solid club in Detroit.
5:55 to go, second period. 2-1 Rangers leading it. Leach with a puck.
Still, the Rangers have to be better on defensive zone draws. Detroit's won 7 of 10 in the Rangers zone.
Eastwood, good speed to get to the puck. Centers deflected away by Osgood. Heads up play by Chris Osgood. Driven in by Bukaboom.
The more I think about that, you're right, too. It probably is a combination of also getting up for one of the better teams.
Flatley against Doug Brown. Flatley shows good strength. Try to get it to Berg, but Lidstrom moves it. Martin LaPointe. Bukaboom with a long reach. Stopped that pass. Shanahan able to move it to Martin LaPointe. Moves in against Leach and shoots high off the glass. Fedorov to the puck. Work back to Fedorov. He's checked there by Eastwood.
Nice move.
Gets a shot off wide. What an effort by Fedorov. With Eastwood all over him. Puck kept in by Konstantinov. Leach staying with Fedorov. Fedorov doing a good job.
Yeah, he's having a good
What a pass. He got it through 2 players to Yzerman. Yzerman trying to dig it loose. Eastwood all over him. The whistle stops play.
Fedorov will be a Red Wing next year. There's a little contract thing happening. I'm sure he will. Brian Leach Leach with 19 goals in the season. His last shift, you see him circled here. He's thinking about pinching. Against Montreal Friday, he probably would have. Instead, right back, trying to be smart, trying to get back and help out his team defensively. If he pitched there and got trapped, Rangers may have been in trouble. See how he's back now? Better decisions all over the ice surface by the Rangers in this game.
4:42 to go in the second period. 2-1, Rangers leading it. Brian Leach with an assist on Mark Messier's goal. Now has a 5-game point-scoring streak. He is the leading point-scoring defenseman in the NHL. Leach hustles for the puck, better off on him around the Bukaboom. Washington has scored on a goal by Peter Bondra, his 43rd. And that game, Washington and Buffalo in Washington tied 1-1.
How big is that one for Washington?
Oh, big time. Courtnall, quick shot saved by Osgood. Rangers starting play tonight, even in points with Pittsburgh ahead of the Rangers due to more wins. Graves didn't get the shot off, kind of flubbed off his stick and was covered by Osgood. Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser. This is what the Eastern Conference looks like right now. Philadelphia, New Jersey battling for the top spot. Buffalo will be the number 2 seed as they have first place all but sewn up in the Northeast Division. Florida 4, Pittsburgh 5. Pittsburgh will be here. Pittsburgh plays New Jersey tomorrow, then we'll be here on Monday night to play the Rangers in a big game.
Buffalo could still end up in first place overall.
Yeah, they could.
You know, they're 5 back with a game in hand. Say they won tonight, they'd have
87,
3 points back. That's how good they've been.
Shouldn't discount them.
Mr. Hushik. That's a pretty good race. Both the top and the bottom, the number 8 spot. Wow.
Pittsburgh has won their last 2. They'll be playing New Jersey tomorrow.
A bad start last night, and they finished strong.
Draper's backhander at the outside of the net. Messier tried to move it. Shot by Kosar, saved by Healy, and he dives on top.
Tell you what. Oh,
Graves and Maltby.
Both wearing the visors. Graves is mad about something. He doesn't usually get this mad. I think he may have... He was saying something about kicking or something about a skate. They really got mad. Driver now talking to Maltby.
Well, Adam Graves was really hot.
Graves has gone to the box. I believe he's the only one. Konstantinov trying to settle Maltby down. Here's the original shot taken that went wide. Blitzer stayed with him. There's Driver with Maltby there. Maltby coming back to the front of the net. Oh, I see. With a stick held by Driver, he tried to kick at the puck. His stick was held by Driver there, so he kicks at it. And the players got mad because, you know, with the skate and the sharpness of blades, it's a very dangerous play. Now there's the skate, the right skate kicked in right into the ribs underneath the arm of Glenn Healy. Goaltenders wear a lot of padding on the front side of their body, but not the side or the back of their body. And here's Maltby with the right foot. He was kicking to try to get to the puck. Instead, he got Healy, and the Rangers got mad at him. Graves' Driver was holding his stick.
Graves called for roughing at 16:05. Fourth Detroit power play. They're 1 for 3. Quick shot goes wide by Kozlov.
Detroit has missed the net a lot.
Kozlov has missed it a lot.
The whole team, that's got to be, I bet you there's close to 15 times.
Karpovtsev knocked down Kozlov and fires it out of the zone.
He nailed him with a stick to the back of the ribs.
Eastwood with Sundstrom, Karpovtsev, and Leach as Samuelson has just gone off. McCarty sends it ahead. It was stopped by Leach.
But a good play by Eastwood. He stopped McCarty with his quickness from shooting the puck hard. Eastwood's really impressing me with that speed.
Lidstrom, Yzerman, Shanahan, Kozlov, and McCarty for the power play. Lidstrom, now McCarty in front. Shanahan, checked by Bukaboom. Messier clears.
Shanahan's an interesting watch in the power play. He'll try to just position himself. He's got a shot that can beat a goalie from top of the circle. He's always ready to shoot the puck. He just waits for the pass.
And he says he learned that from Brett Hull when he was in St. Louis.
Not a bad guy to learn from. That
that's right. Shanahan looking for it. Messier took it away. Bukaboom clears. 42 seconds to go in the penalty to Adam Graves. 2:35 to go. And let's make it 2:37 to go in the second period. Offside whistled on the play.
Or icing. Well, there's no offside. I apologize.
Here's Brendan Shanahan, 44 goals on the season. Keith Tkachuk with a 4-goal game last night at Chicago has tied John LeClaire for the league lead with 46 goals. Jaromir Jagr has 45, and Brendan Shanahan has 44.
Here's Kozlov getting the puck. Ooh. Pretty good stick to the back of Kozlov. Not called, and the Rangers continued on the penalty kill. 41 seconds to go now as Graves sits.
Also forgot Teemu Solani has 45, and Mario Lemieux has 44.
Mario sneaking up on Gretzky, too. Gretzky 66 assists, Mario 61. Pretty good race all over the place. Goals, assists, teams being looking into the playoffs.
Sandstrom's try was partially deflected by Courtnall. The puck out of the zone. 22 seconds to go on the Detroit power play. Larry Murphy. Tomas Sandstrom. Over earlier this season from Pittsburgh. Greg Johnson. Murphy moving to the net and shooting wide. Again, they missed the net. Murphy with a back pass. Konstantinov toward the net. Knocked down in front. Trickles to the side of the net where Healy stops it.
Good coverage in front by the Rangers as the teams are back at even strength. The penalty kill works for the Rangers without Detroit getting a real good scoring chance. The last one was a wrist shot by Konstantinov. And the Rangers do a good job in front. As Glenn Healy played the puck. And nobody else was really able to do anything. This will be Murphy's shot. He'll shoot it wide. He moves in and quick stick forced it to go wide. I believe that was a stick of Bruce Driver. Now here's Konstantinov. Now look in front as this shot's taken. Fedorov's picked up nicely right there. And on the other side, you can see that Sandstrom was picked up nicely by Driver. No real free room around there, and it makes life a whole lot easier for a goaltender.
Chris Draper for the face-off. Just under 2 minutes to go in the second period. Team's back at full strength. Detroit 1 for 4 on the power play in the game.
Buffalo now with a 2-1 lead in Washington.
Whistle stops play, and the players involved again along the boards. Tikkanen and Fetisov.
The Raiders have to be somewhat careful here with Maltby. He's starting to get them going a little bit, and in doing so, he's trying to draw penalties. Detroit, any Scotty coach team, they try to be very disciplined. And here's the play as the puck came around the boards. There's Tikkanen. He's bumped by Fetisov. Maltby is there. Fetisov has been responsible for the 2 goals. The one short-handed goal and the one that Messier got early.
Konstantinov shot a stick save by Healy.
Rangers are getting killed on drives in their own zone.
Maltby's pass goes all the way through. Konstantinov comes down to get it. Off a skate to Samuelson.
Yeah, Detroit exceptional on the drives. That's their best offense. Is off the face-off.
Kept in by Maltby. Bouncing puck to Koser. Save Healy. It bounces up in the air and bounces down the corner. Karpovtsev wrestles with Koser. Along the boards. Maltby toward the net. Saved by Healy through traffic, and he stopped play.
Good play there by
upcoming.
And a good play by Karpovtsev. He kicked the puck back to Glenn Healy. There's 3 sticks on the ice. 3 of them. One's Karpovtsev's. One, I think, is Samuelson's. And one may be Maltby.
We talked about the Rangers' third line. This line of Maltby with Draper and Koser has done a terrific job.
Great shift here. They won a draw. They recovered the puck. Here's Koser waiting for the puck to settle. Healy waits and then goes down, and then Karpovtsev worked him over. Now, Karpovtsev loses a stick here. Watch him go back to the front of the net as the battle continues on the near boards. He'll go to the front of the net. Ooh, look at Samuelson. There's hits all over the place. Now watch Karpovtsev on the original shot look down there and kick the puck right back to Healy before Koser could get there. And the Raiders will be short-handed again.
Old Samuelson goes to the penalty box with 1:10 to go in the second period.
Was it a penalty that happened after the whistle, or was it the one in the corner? Here in a second, you'll see Samuelson move around, come back to the corner and work on 2 guys. Right here, you'll see it, I think, in just 1 second, right there. That's a penalty. He put his left hand right into the face of Draper. Or is it here in front? There's a facial.
Right there.
And the play continued. He's got a hold of Draper.
John, with Opie, it could be more than one play. Samuelson for roughing at 1850.
Pressure on the Rangers zone. I think they break a stick there or not. He's mad.
Well, Detroit, another another power play chance, their 5th of the game.
Draper's gone to the locker room for Detroit. Shanahan moves back for the face-off, playing the left point. If he gets a pass moving across, right here.
Eiserman won it. Shanahan shot blocked.
That's
Good
the
play
set
by
play.
Berg to get out there.
That's the set play.
Leach clears.
And Shanahan is he's got such a great shot. He can score from that spot. But the Rangers covered it nicely.
Less than a minute to go in the 2nd period. Detroit on the power play. Bob Storrs intermission report coming up with Al Trautwig. They'll be joined by Sergei Fedorov of the Detroit Red Wings. Mike Crispino with an update. And Luke Robitaille and Al do the highlights again. Encore for Luke. Oh, look at that bounce off the glass. And it hit the side of the net. McCarty shoots. Saved by Healy. That shot by Kozlov wide. Puck is on the top of the net. And bounces down. The whistle stops play for a face-off.
That's a wacky thing. That's crazy. The puck either hit a camera or maybe the hole in the glass where the camera comes out or one of the partitions. But very seldom do we see the puck carry him back towards the net on that side of the ice, the near side. Here's McCarty shooting it in. What does it hit? It hit something. It went right back. That's strange. You don't see that in this building. On the other side off the boards once in a while, but not. That's one of the few times I've seen it there. What does it hit?
I think it hit the partition, John.
The camera right near the goal line sticks out. The still cameras. And I'm not sure if it was one of those or a hole or whatever. But Glenn Healy certainly recovered, did a nice job. 11 of 16 Detroit has won face-offs in the Rangers zone. 11 of 16.
29.8 seconds remaining in the period. Eiserman for the face-off, won by Graves. Leach off the boards and out.
There's a good win by Adam Graves.
Graves on to Sundstrom. Kozlov goes down. Lidstrom plays it across to Eiserman. 15 seconds in the period. Eiserman plays it deep. Leach goes to the puck, keeps it moving. Kozlov there to stop it. Graves trying to clear it. Kozlov gave it away to Leach. Leach does clear. That'll do it for the period. Rangers get a shorthanded goal by Russ Courtnall. And head for the locker room with a 2-1 lead. 50 seconds to go on the Samuelson penalty will carry over into the 3rd period. And the Rangers have played a fine game as they have bounced back after 2 substandard efforts. Come back with a good one tonight.
Also credit Glenn Healy. Regardless of cut there. Credit Glenn Healy. He's had a good, strong 2 periods of play here. He had 16 shots, I think it was, that period. Did a nice job, and this has been an intense, very well-played game. The Rangers have taken advantage of 2 mistakes Fetisov has made, but it's been an intelligent game. And the penalty killings had a lot of pressure on them lately.
Adam Graves heads off with his teammates. Bob Storrs intermission report coming up. Rangers on goals by Mark Messier and Russ Courtnall. Detroit with a power play goal from Nicholas Lidstrom. 2-1 is the score, and Sal standing by with Red Wings assistant coach Mike Krushelnyski. Take it away, Sal.
Thanks, Sam. Mike, in that period, well, having some fun with Kevin Collins. In that period, you guys had a lot of chances.
Yeah, we had a lot of chances, but we still got to create even more, get more traffic in front of the net, put some by Glenn Healy.
And as far as the power play is going, a little bit of a struggle, a couple of shorthanded goals against over the last week.
Yeah, those shorthanded goals definitely hurt you, and tonight was evident. We just have to get back to doing what we do best. We'll go in there, we'll regroup, we'll tell the boys what to do and get the job done.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Sam, up to you.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Sal. Coming up, the Bob Storrs intermission report. Al will be talking with Sergei Fedorov.
Rangers get a shorthanded goal, 2-on-1, and they lead the Red Wings 2-1 in our 2nd intermission on the Bob Storrs intermission report with one of the NHL's most dangerous players, Sergei Fedorov. Sergei, you've been bothered a little bit by a groin injury this year, and as we watch you in this game, I think we wonder if you're 100% totally fit and rid of that injury as you play now.
I feel perfect. You know, nothing bothered me since I've been on the ice. First game against Vancouver, and since that I didn't feel any pain or any uncomfortable feeling. I just totally forgot about it, just playing like I can.
Now, if you look at the stat sheet, it doesn't look to be the usual Sergei Fedorov kind of season. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, very much so.
What's the reason?
I think I've just been changing throughout the season. My role's been changing on the team, and I try to adjust right away, you know, and that's probably why probably I didn't have as much probably goals or points. But it's not important. I think what's important for me is just to do whatever necessarily has to be done when coach staff asks me to do, you know, even play defense sometimes.
So do you disagree with the way that you're being used?
I mean, I could be more probably I think, successful offensively if I get a little bit extra minute or so.
As we watch this period, the Red Wings had a lot of chances, but it looked as though they were missing the net. Did you see that as a problem in the game so far?
I don't think so. I think Rangers deep pretty well know what we're going to do, you know, try to block the shots. You know, they just leave our forwards at the net and came up and blocked the shots. But I think we had a nice shot on net in the first period on power play when we scored first goal. I think we just got to move puck quicker. If ice condition will let us do that, we should be fine.
As you look ahead to free agency or a form of free agency in the NHL, is it something you think about a lot or not?
Sometimes I think about it, but in general time I try not to think, because I got more important things to do, like getting ready for playoffs, have a great, good run, we have a great team, and we have great expectations. So I think I just put that aside, because nothing important right now is getting ready for playoffs and play out in a good style all those games left in the season.
Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
Sergei Fedorov plays with an awful lot of pressure in Detroit. A lot of people think as he goes, so goes the team. Back with more in a moment on MSG.
More of the Bob Stores Intermission Report. Mike Crispino here in our MSG Sports Desk studios. The Whalers have lost 4 in a row. They're winless in their last 8 away from Hartford Civic Center. And the league's worst road record on the line tonight in Dallas. And there is no score after 1 as they try to hang on to at least one of the final of the 8 Eastern Conference playoff spots. They had a golden opportunity in the first period. Chris Murray off the shot, rebounded right in front of the net. How does he not put that in? He does not. Arturas Uribe way out of position, but the score remains tied at 0-0. Meanwhile, the NCAA tournament, Arizona, potential to upset Kansas, the #1 seed, the #1 team in the country. They are leading now 57-53 with 10 minutes remaining as they play tonight. Kansas trying to reach their 5th straight regional final. Meanwhile, Louisville and Texas in another NCAA game. Reggie Freeman's been averaging 27.5 points a game. Texas clinging to a 1-point lead over Louisville. Last time that they went to a regional final was 1986. They went on to win a tournament, did the Louisville Cardinal. George Blaney, the former Seton Hall coach, is interested in getting back on the coaching lines again. He has interviewed for the job opening in which Paul Westhead had been fired at George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia. We'll be back with more after this. To the NBA, the Nets are playing the Sixers tonight in Philadelphia. It's the first time Derek Coleman has faced his former team since November of '95 when he was traded. That's how much time he's missed. John Calipari, 20-45 in his first year. Philly, 17-49. It's Sam Cassell. What a find from Dallas for the Nets. 18 in the first half for him and a 10-point lead. The next coach of the Sixers right there, Mo Cheeks. And Johnny Davis gets fired, and what he saw was some defense finally from his team. Allen Iverson with a steal in the finish. It's 88-85. The Nets are leading right now. We'll be back. Final period between the Rangers and the Red Wings from the Garden after these words.
Intermission report 2-1. Second intermission, Rangers lead. We're working overtime here in the studio. Luc Robitaille, after one successful intermission, right away he wants telestrator, he wants all this stuff. First, let's talk rehabilitation. What are you doing to stay in shape, even though you've got this big cast on your foot?
Well, I'm doing, it's called a UB machine. It's like riding the bike, but it's with your arms. So it's, you know, you can really get a good workout out of it, but obviously it's not like the bike, but it's really hard because we've never done that.
A little bit of a rough game for Slava Fetisov, and you and I were talking. It's the kind of game with these teams that if you make a mistake, you're going to get burned, or at least that's what it appears.
Yeah, here, I mean, you know, it's a weird mistake. I don't know what he was doing and what he was thinking. But Mike Eastwood has been playing great lately, and he makes a great play. He's really skating well, and when Russ got the puck there, it's a great goal. I mean, he didn't have that much room. That was the only spot he could have scored, and he put it in.
Hey, Luke, thanks a lot. Certainly the speed of those two guys, too, got a chance to shine. That was quick, wasn't it?
The speed I talked. This is hard.
Back in a moment.
Look at the second period scoring summary is brought to you by your Tri-State GMC dealers. Comfortably in command. Russ Courtnall with the only goal is 11th. Second is a Ranger at 7:56. They came shorthanded and Mike Eastwood assisted. Shot 16-11 for Detroit in the second period, 26-23 for the game. Red Wings 1 for 4 on the power play. Rangers 0 for 2. And the Red Wings have 50 seconds remaining in their man advantage, carrying over into the third period. Ulf Samuelsson off for roughing. Late arrival for Wayne Gretzky. Al Trautwig right behind him. Al
Sam Christraper of the Red Wings spent his intermission getting stitched up. He got a 3-stitch cut next to his left eye. Just another one of those cuts that comes so dangerously close, you can't believe it. But he's out there as a hockey player and ready to go.
Thanks, Al. And by the way, with the Adam Graves cut 2 nights ago, the stick cut was jammed into his face below his eye. 16 stitches there. The blow of the stick breaking on his face, he went for x-rays. Everything was all right. But above the eye, the stick went through it cut right through his eyelid. The cut went right through his eyelid. And they had to stitch it, then they had to take the stitch out, and then they just taped it over one stitch because the eyelid itself wouldn't sit right. But that's how close it was for him. Through his eyelid, if you can imagine.
And he came back to play.
Yeah. He wanted to come back. He wanted to get stitched up at the end of the period and come back and play and be stitched up during intermission, and the doctors wouldn't let him.
Red Wings still on the power play. 25 seconds to go on the man advantage. Larry Murphy with the outlet to Nicholas Lidstrom. Cross ice for Steve Yzerman. Yzerman against Leach. Toward the net. Stick aside by Healy. Lidstrom keeps it in. Knocked down by Bukaboom, and he clears. Lidstrom knocked it down in center ice. 10 seconds to go on the power play. That shot by Yzerman was his first shot on goal for the game. Offside Detroit. Coming across, while we have a moment, want to thank the News family from Rockville Center. Tom News, his wife Carol, their son TC, their daughter Cassandra. They are up here in the booth, having won a night with Sam and JD in the booth for their contributions to the Memorial Sloan Kettering Hospital. And we thank them.
And TC is telling us he likes the Rangers penalty killing so far.
TC's a 7-year-old hockey player. He can, you know, we got Luke to do highlights. Next it'll be TC doing highlights. 9 seconds to go in the man advantage for Detroit. Gretzky and Sundstrom are on. The Crawford 7 driver. Samuelson's out of the box. Teams are at full strength.
And we had some guests up here on Wednesday night as well.
Mike Stanton and Louis Damiano.
And thank you to each and every one of you for helping charities and raising money, in particular for children. Thank you all.
Sundstrom for Tikkanen. Fedorov back for the puck. Slava Kozlov trying to get away from Sundstrom. Sundstrom with a good job.
It's a hard back check. When you back check like that, good things happen to your team. Again, we mentioned it with Florida and some of the other teams. You back check hard, it makes the life a lot easier for your team's defenseman.
Samuelson, puck knocked down in center. Back the other way. It was Holmstrom. A good job by Flatley. Flatley with Eastwood and Berg. Flatley's long shot wide of the net. Berg to the puck. Winds it to Flatley. Flatley tied up by Murphy. Berg got free of LaPointe. Now he's checked by Brown. Puck loose, side of the net. Flatley turns and shoots. Save. Eastwood over the top. Did Eastwood get a piece of that with the stick?
I don't think so. I think Eastwood knew he had to go high with the puck, and he tried to, and it may have been on edge. Went over top of the crossbar. But again, a great effort by that line. They've played a big key in this game.
Ooh, Messier was open. Good play by Koser in front. Swung on and missed by Courtnall. And it's out of the zone. Driver recovers. Koser broke up a pass from Courtnall to Messier. Messier was in the slot, and Koser got a piece of it. Batted out of the zone by Larry Murphy. Bukaboom for Messier. 2-1. Rangers leading it. Here comes Leach. Murphy is there. Leach shoots. Saved by Osgood. Around the boards, Kirk Maltby able to clear the zone. Good play by Messier to stop it. Rangers regain control. Osgood stops the puck.
And 2 strong shifts in a row. The Eastwood line and then the Messier line. Now Ferraro comes out with Langdon and Churla.
Koser. Away by Bukaboom. A hit by Bukaboom. Langdon gets it to Leach. Just dumps it out. Chris Ferraro going forward. It was knocked away by Lidstrom. Lidstrom's got the puck. Ferraro, Langdon, and Churla on for the Rangers. As Coley Campbell plays 4 lines to start the 3rd period. Shanahan's pass taken away by Carpenter. Lidstrom is there. Red Wings will go to Chicago, play the Blackhawks Sunday, and then go home for 3 games. They sit in second place in the Central Division behind Dallas and third overall in the Western Conference. Here's Gretzky across against Fetisov. Sundstrom shoots wide. Tikkanen with a rebound wide. Hit the back of the net with a pass. Gretzky shoots, saved by Osgood. Yzerman clears the zone. Rangers come close with another strong shift.
That's 3 in a row. 3 strong shifts in a row.
Up the board.
Sam, 4 pretty good ones in a row. All 4 lines contribute in a row here. Here's a penalty. Oh, pardon me. Should be, I thought.
Looked like Rouse tripped up Sundstrom, but Magoo waved his hand and said, play on.
Yeah, he was kind of saying that no call here. That shouldn't have been a penalty. And he said, get going, guys.
Courtnall picks up speed. Courtnall moves deep with the puck. Back behind the net, Fedorov gave it away to Gretzky. Makes the play across off the stick of Courtnall. Red Wings clear the zone. Messier comes on for Gretzky. Graves has the puck looking for Messier. Taken back by Sandstrom, and this is Fetisov with it. They gave it away to Messier. Messier holds, finds it.
Slav has had a tough night at the office.
That's Graves.
He recovers there. He's strong along the boards. He's had trouble with the puck.
2 young defensemen sitting out tonight, Jamie Pusher and Aaron Ward for Detroit. Fedorov with the puck. The play by Lidster to stop Martin Lapointe. 5 minutes, 20 seconds gone by in the third. Rangers lead 2-1. That shot stick to side by Osgood. Flatley just turning and firing. Doug Brown. Holmstrom winds it deep. Healy off his stick. Leach moves it quickly. Rangers have been very decisive, John, moving the puck very quickly throughout the game.
The consistency of 3 periods here has helped. And they're not having face-offs in their own zone, which isn't hurting. I mean, that's not hurting them. Face-offs in second period, a lot of them in their own zone. That hurts them because they didn't win many. But they're keeping the flow going here and playing rather intelligent. Rangers have had 6 of 7 shots here in the third period.
Lidstrom, long shot that Healy stops and Bookeboom takes over.
6 of 8.
Off the stick of Ferraro, that shot blocked by Bookeboom.
SCA, I think, is having a skate sharpened. So he may miss a shift.
Osgood waits, steers the puck to Bob Rouse. Rangers complete a 4-game homestand Monday night against Pittsburgh. Draper was stopped by Samuelson. Then the Rangers play at New Jersey next Thursday night, and a week from tomorrow afternoon in Hartford. And then we get to April. Langdon bumped by Konstantinov. Fetisov to the puck. Chris Ferraro trying to block it. Joey Kocur moves across. Checked by Samuelson. Chris Draper after the puck. Kocur and Churla would hit on Karpovtsev by Maltby. Rangers able to clear the zone. 7 minutes gone by.
Talking to Maltby, you don't want to get sucked into a penalty because of the good solid hit Maltby threw into Karpovtsev. Maltby, he seems to get under people's skin. He's drawing things. It's a good hockey game where you don't want to have a team player take a bad penalty and really hurt their club.
McCarty against Lidster, who blocked the pass. Gretzky clears the zone. Matthew Dandino lost it. Gretzky across to Driver. Driver moves in, leaves it for Tikkanen. Now Gretzky. Gretzky circles, and his pass comes through to Lidster for the shot wide. Bounces down, and is moved up the boards by Murphy and out. Tikkanen ties up McCarty. Yzerman moves it across, and Lidster goes for it. Murphy gave it away. Tikkanen moves in. Tikkanen fakes. Tikkanen to Gretzky. Score! And the Rangers lead 3-1.
How about that? I mean, we're seeing a heck of a tempo here. We're seeing some great defensive play, and we're seeing some great passes. And this time the Rangers patient but good play, smart play. You'll see the turnover there, right through the middle. And the Rangers, Doug Lidster jams the puck. Now you'll see another turnover right there. Tikkanen moves in. He's got Gretzky. Fake shot, goes wide. Dandino can't get back to Gretzky, and it's an open net goal on a rolling puck. Gretzky and Tikkanen get together. Fakes the shot. Gretzky goes to the net. Great pass and a good finish. It's the Rangers creating turnovers, not the opposition. And with the Rangers creating the turnovers, they now lead 3-1. Osgood had no chance. He had to play Tikkanen. Larry Murphy was there, and I believe Detroit has called the timeout.
7:52, the time of the goal. Gretzky's 22nd. He now has a 3-game goal-scoring streak. Tikkanen the assist. And the Rangers now have a 2-goal lead.
You know, Dougie Lidster back by the Rangers blue line. He read a play and he stepped up. Again, the gap between the forwards of the Rangers and the defense of the Rangers has been tight. And when that happens, the Rangers call timeout?
That's what the word is. The Rangers called the timeout.
Not a bad thought either, just to regroup, get smart, and understand what the situation is.
Part of it may be to give Messier time to come back.
Still working on his skate. Good call, Sam. Again, let's take a look at the Rangers' third goal as the puck is near the blue line. Now, there's Yzerman forced by Sundstrom. Stop it there. See how Lidster moves up? He had been into here. They didn't notice a Detroit player there. Yzerman was forced by Sundstrom and threw the puck across. Again, Lidster stands up, and it gives the Rangers a chance to move ahead. Just talking about the gap being closed, and you see the result of 2 or 3 giveaways, or at least turnovers, the Rangers create, the Rangers score. Again, you're right, Sam. Messier's bent over. He's doing up his skate as we speak, and I think that's why they called the timeout.
Almost a giveaway. Kozlov backhander glove by Healy, and he stops play.
Messier may be putting a new lace into the skate, too.
He's getting ready to come back.
Now look at the goal the Rangers scored. There's Dougie Lidster keeping the play alive. Chopped out by Larry Murphy, but again, the Rangers are there. And a smart pass across. Joe Gretzky scoring. And the fans cheering here as Brad Park is going on the screen. He's here, part of the alumni. So they have a group of people that come here and sit down near the ice surface game after game, or different groups do it, and they bring in some of the alumni to sit with them and schmooze and see them after the games and sign autographs, and they just gave a nice big round of applause to Brad Park.
A Hall of Famer and a great New York Ranger and Boston Bruin. Great to see Brad. A one-time coach of the Detroit Red Wings.
Didn't last long.
No, didn't work.
No, negative.
Out of this great defenseman, though. Let's forget that one.
Oh, and a good guy.
11:25 to go in the third. 3-1 Rangers. Messier on with Cordell and Graves.
I mentioned Messier is doing his lace, a new lace. I think he was taping the skate back up to the knee. When you take a skate off down to sharpen, you have to take all that tape off, then you have to put it all back on. The whistle here for the offside.
Gretzky now has goals in 3 straight games and in 4 of their last 5 games. And if you pick up the Sunday Times, as I know you always do,
Sunday,
John, no, this Sunday,
pick it up. I have it
British
delivered.
Classic Play, feature article, Charles McGrath, Gretzky and Messier, Elders on, a great article, great read. And how about those pictures?
Got a big 5-hole there, but the stick's almost bigger than a 5-hole.
There they are.
Well, they've been quite a story throughout the years.
Real interesting to talk about how they grew up together on the Edmonton Oilers and the different personalities and how they meshed and how each helped the other.
And they both love New York.
Konstantinov. Big drive deflected into the crowd. 10:59 to go, third period. We have a break in the action with the Rangers leading 3-1. There's number 2, Brad Park, Hall of Fame defenseman.
Oh, he was good, wasn't he, Stan? He was. He was good. Saw Ron Greshner today. He's just looking for golf courses to open. That's all he's looking for.
And
great group of guys.
While we were away at commercial, the question on the scoreboard here at the arena was the last time a Ranger goaltender shut out the Detroit Red Wings. What year was it? The man was John Davidson. What year was it?
1941.
No. 19
1976, John. I think that was, if I remember correctly, it might have been my first ever.
Really?
It was, you know what it was? Played here, and Eddie Jockman came into the building as a Red Wing and whipped us 6'3" or something, and he was phenomenal, unbelievable. And he deserved the attention. He played great. I didn't. Then the next time Detroit came in, we beat him 3-0. I think it was my first ever shutout. Still have a puck. It was a very quiet game compared to the one where Eddie came back in with Detroit.
Yeah, the emotion level wasn't the way it was that the first time, huh?
That was some night. Eddie deserved what he got from the fans, and that was a lot of accolades.
Eastwood and Brown for the face-off. 10:43 to go, third period. Messier and Gretzky have scored goals. Hit along the boards.
The door came open.
Almost knocked Eastwood into the Detroit bench.
The door itself, the player's change came open. Dangerous situation.
Driver fires in. Mentioned earlier the Rangers record when Mark Messier has a plus game. This is LaPointe checked by Flatley. Rangers record when Wayne Gretzky has a plus game is even better. It's 21-2-3. These guys are going sharp. Rangers are going and sharp. Just under 10 minutes to go. Icing whistled on the play.
Sam, we should mention again, we talked about it on Wednesday night, talk about it again the night after. You know, we always have discussion about the goal crease. And, you know, this is the area. By the way, the red line is part of the crease on the semicircle. If your skate's on the red line, that's considered in the crease. My thought was to put this back inside the crease and have these areas here be okay for a player to be in regarding if a goal is scored or not. Now, putting the crease back in, Neil Smith has an idea. He said, listen, you can't have the player stand here and still back into the goaltender, but these ones here should be okay, just the sides. If a player's standing right here and a goal goes in here, it should be a goal. And, you know, Neil's thought it through. Players have talked about it, coaches, all kinds of people. That's not a bad thought at all.
I think there'll be a lot of discussion in the offseason. It's obviously been something, a cause for concern. Because sometimes it hasn't been called, sometimes it has. Goals taken off the board. That puck goes right through. Lidstrom chips it ahead. Yzerman got a stick up on Sundstrom. McGoo did not see it. And then Sundstrom's on top of Yzerman and roughing him up. And Sundstrom comes away with the puck. Here's Tikkanen. Across to Gretzky. Back to Samuelson. Glove by Osgood. He holds on.
Four-man rush. And Sundstrom got into the play. When you drop the puck back, you're leading 3-1. And knowing the accuracy of Gretzky, it's an okay thing to do. Samuelson knew, I think, at the time that he was the fourth man. He better just get the shot towards the net, and he did. Quite a battle in the Rangers zone. They ended up fighting for the loose puck after the face-off. There you see Samuelson and McCarty. They've seen quite a bit of each other. Sundstrom staying with Yzerman on this side of the ice, all the way across. There's where Yzerman had to stick up with the neck of Sundstrom. They continued to battle. But the Rangers have done a good job here in the third period of the battles for loose pucks.
Nicholas Sundstrom has had a strong game.
Real strong game.
And he comes away with the puck in the corner. But Shanahan takes it back. And here's Murphy. With McCarty. Murphy comes through. Checked by Karpovtsev.
Sundstrom's injured on the play.
Shanahan hit by Karpovtsev. Gretzky moves the puck. Stopped by Yzerman.
Rangers bench really upset. Sundstrom was knocked down in front of Detroit's bench. And I did not see it. I was watching the play move up ice as Larry Murphy, the defenseman, jumped in on the play. And Sundstrom took some kind of shot. I don't know what happened to him, but he really struggled to get to the bench. Gretzky's working over the referee. Now, Kevin Collins has been talking to the referee, and I don't know what it was. And it doesn't look like anything's going to be called as Gretzky's shaking his head in disbelief. I didn't see it.
Sundstrom doubled over.
He had been working along the far boards in the Detroit zone. Oh, it looks like it's a hand injury. You see the training staff trying to work to the left hand. Well, they're in the corner, the lower left, is where Sundstrom is with Tikkanen. He heads up ice. The puck heads up ice. He moves into his man. Oh, there's a backhanded swat by somebody over there.
I think it was Shanahan.
One thing about Brendan, he can be mean. He's been suspended for the use of a stick. Sundstrom will move into Shanahan.
It was further up. Yeah, it was further up. Just under 9 minutes to go in the third. Rangers leading 3-1. Messier, Courtnall, and Gretzky, the goal scorers in the game for the Rangers. Lidstrom for Detroit, a power play goal. Courtnall's goal was a shorthanded goal in the second period. Maltby. Draper tied up by Bird. Driver moves the puck to Flatley. And now Lidstrom. Lidstrom, excuse me. They have Lidstrom for Detroit. It's cleared out. Eastwood gave it up to Bob Rouse. Rouse lost it. Courtnall has it back. Rangers have 31 shots. Detroit with 29.
Puck hit Jeff Bukaboom on the bench, so a whistle.
8:13 to go in the third. Rangers a 2-goal lead. Nicholas Sundstrom wiping his face with his left hand, so he's got the feeling back in the hand. He'll be back on. Seems to be fine.
He doesn't drop down like that ever. So something must have caught him.
Red Wings won the faceoff. Fetisov played it through for Konstantinov. Leach gets to it. Stopped by Kozlov. Courtnall able to clear the zone. 8 minutes to go in the third. Steal by Messier. Taken down by Fetisov, and Messier is hurt.
It was a giveaway by Fetisov, and then Fetisov had to bail himself out, and he went down low and caught the left leg of Mark Messier, and he went down. Is it a knee injury or is it above the knee? Fetisov's had an awful game in handling the puck. This time he gave the puck away again, and he tried to recover, and all he could do was throw the hip in, and how low was it is the question. I am not a fan of hip checks. I think hip on hip is fine. Hip anything down below the hip is awful, and it does nothing but injure people. There's no use for the hit itself in the game today. None whatsoever. And here's Magoo talking to Brian Leach, who's one of the assistant captains for the Rangers. The knee joint must be all right, Sam, the way he's trying to skate it off. It may be something above. In other words, kind of a Charlie horse type thing, a bruise to the thigh.
All right. Word from Al Trotwick downstairs that he said to Jim Ramsey it's all right.
Yeah. The old days, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago, hip checks by the players were 20 pounds on average lighter than what they are today, and a lot shorter. The legs were shorter. You didn't bother the knee joints as much. It's just a dangerous play. See, Fetisov there is pretty low, and just about, I think it was just above the knee. I must have scared Mark more than anything. But here's Fetisov giving the puck away. Now he's in trouble. He moves across and goes low and clips Messier. But below the hip, I don't think there's any room in the game. And we've been saying it a long time. That looked like it was squarely on the thigh. We've been saying it for years. There's no use in having a hit below the hip. It just all it does is injure people.
Yeah.
So there's Fetisov. And you know what? That was just below the hip.
But you were right. It was more on the thigh.
Yeah.
Not on the knee.
Yeah.
It seemed to be on the thigh.
You know, the Rangers have Churla and Langdon out there. The thing is, 3-1. There's 7:54 to go. Do what you want, but be careful penalty-wise. The Detroit Red Wings, who would love to see their power play get one here, are just going to say discipline right now. And I don't blame Coley Campbell for putting the big boys out there, and I imagine he talked to them too, so don't be foolish.
Bob Rouse with the puck. Doug Brown tied up by Chris Ferraro. In comes Martin Lapointe, stopped by Driver.
Yeah, plus it's fourth line on fourth line here too.
Fired across, saved by Healy on the shot by Matthew Dandino. Good save by Glenn Healy. Talked a lot about the top players playing well. Don't lose sight of the fact that Glenn Healy's had a strong game. 29 saves. Taken in check by Lapointe. Lidster moves the puck to Gretzky. Rangers a 3-1 lead with 7 minutes to go in the third.
Glenn Healy's second period was his best period. Messier still standing, putting weight on the leg itself on the bench. Now he sits.
Plays it back. Nicholas Lidstrom's pass tipped in by Yzerman. Lifted out by Carpenter. Murphy goes back to get the puck. It's an icing on the Rangers with 6:35 to go on the scoreboard. Buffalo still leading Washington 2-1 in the third. Messier comes on the ice, and the cheers
whole crowd
come down from the crowd.
The entire crowd was watching the bench to see if he was able to come on and skate around.
He's uncomfortable.
He may be going off. He reaches for the puck. Here comes Fetisov. Bang. Oh, you know what? That leg really went into the boards, and the knee joint did wobble, Sam. That was below the hip. It was into the thigh, but it was a whiplash effect to his left knee, and he's hurting. Yep. And that was some replay. You can see the knee joint give and a leg go right. His left leg went behind his right leg and past his right leg into the boards. The Fetisov giveaway and the Fetisov hip check. That's a legal hit. I would say it's, I mean, he didn't, Messier had the puck, he took him into the boards, but I think the rules should be changed. Hitting below the hip, to me, makes no sense.
Play by Gretzky, knocked down at the line. Tikkanen takes it back. Larry Murphy in his second game with the Detroit Red Wings. Yzerman. Murphy sends it in, stopped by Samuelson, took a hit from McCarty. Puck rolls to Osgood. He's got it in the glove and plays it away from Eastwood. Fetisov. Flatley went to him and finished the check. Yzerman goes against Bukaboom. Whacks him with a stick, takes him down. McCarty on Bukaboom. Bukaboom's got the puck underneath him, and play stops with 5:48 to go.
The Rangers' upcoming schedule, they play Monday at home with Pittsburgh, and then they don't play till Thursday, pardon me, in Buffalo.
Thursday in New Jersey.
A week ahead of myself.
That's it, John. Let's start it over.
Thursday, Jersey, and then
That's right.
Saturday in Hartford.
Saturday afternoon game.
Right. Thanks, guys.
There you go.
I appreciate
That'll help you, John.
I've been waiting all game for this. Delta Airlines, the upcoming schedule. Thank you.
All right, that's what it looks like.
Monday, Pittsburgh. I know why I was thinking Mondays and Saturdays, because we don't do the game in New Jersey.
That's correct.
Mike Emmerich and Chico Resch, Stan Fisher and the crew get to do that one. And that should be a good one. So Eastwood on the defensive draw.
First time the Rangers have gone against the Devils with Doug Gilmour in the lineup. Driver couldn't clear it. Koser's got it. Fires it toward the net. Healy with a save. Loose puck. Koser stopped in front by Flatley. And out comes Berg with a puck. Mark Maltby. 5.5 minutes to go. Third period. Driver. Rangers have had a goal in each period. Messier in the first. Courtnall in the second. Gretzky here in the third. Fetisov hearing boos from the crowd. Koser against Lidster. Koser knocked down by Driver. Puck around the boards. Dandino steps up. It was blocked by Flatley out of the zone. Rangers have gone most of the game, John, with 4 lines, and all the lines have contributed.
Yeah, and then the Rangers have not had to change their defense pairings. That was a thought going into the game if they weren't playing well early. But they did play well early, and there's been no changes at all.
Langdon is all down by Holmstrom. Magoo took a look. And nothing called on the play. The Ranger bench is upset. We'll step out for a moment. 4:44 to go in the third. Langdon sent down. MCS Cannon goal cam. Look at what happened.
Holmstrom on Langdon. Yanks the jersey, gives him a shove. Play continued. Face off above the Rangers. The right circle after this play. And Nick Magoo, the referee, he was rather strict early in the game, and he's been very liberal late in the game. 4:44 to go. Sorry,
John. MCS Cannon, let us show you the possibilities. Rangers able to clear the zone. Nicholas Lidstrom back to get it. Courtnall, Graves, and Langdon on for the Rangers. Mark Messier has gone to the locker room.
We've been told so far that it's a thigh injury like a Charlie horse.
Leach with the puck. Kept in, no, outside the zone. Holmstrom brought it back in offside. Holmstrom, the rookie from Sweden, making the team. Was sent down briefly earlier in the year, came back with a better attitude. I think they wanted him to play harder, and he has since coming back.
The last shift, you saw him play a little more physical. He's got to knock down Darren Langdon. The Red Wings have had 6 shots here in the third period with 4:15 to go, and they trail 3-1.
Red Wings, you mentioned, on a pace for 97 points. John, I think they really felt last year that they expended so much energy going for #1 and setting the record for most wins and most points.
Everyone thought they were the automatic winners of the Stanley Cup. Now, what do you think about expectations this year? Not nearly as much.
That's right.
There isn't it? You know, really. So I think they just want to be nice and calm and be healthy and on a roll with their power play and get better off going and then go into the playoffs. But Tikkanen
got away from tripping up Kozlov.
Right behind Kozlov and just flipped his feet right out.
Just under 4 minutes to go. There's Fetisov. Take another look. Fetisov lost the puck and then took down Messier with this.
Messier's left leg right back in behind his right leg and heavily into the boards.
Messier limping off in some pain. A lot of pain. Healy plays it to the boards. Tikkanen couldn't clear. Tikkanen tied up with Fedorov. Fedorov comes off the boards and shoots. Save. Healy rebound, a save. A third save. Sandstrom tied up by Samuelson.